They can't tell me nothing. Three platforms. Now we can push it way harder. We can push this shit way harder. Shit, babe. Wait, just give me a couple more weeks. We gonna be on TikTok, Facebook, all that at once. Instagram. Make my new fucking Facebook page and be in there. Can you get paid on your shit? You ain't got no strikes on your shit, huh? I got banned basically to get paid. Violence and drugs. Can't get monetized. London girl. What is she over there talking about? Damn, Seahawks getting their ass whooped. They getting their ass whooped, chat. I'm just trying to see who playing, bro. Let's see. Let's open up the DraftKings to see the odds. Nigga, what? DraftKings. And chat, roll that shit up. And I got a reaction to do too. We might as well knock out the reaction at the early side. We doing all that, all that. NFL, all of that, games, all that. Reactions. Fuck around, do a reaction on halftime. I'm eating and talking, but fuck it. Niggas acting like we ain't trying to watch the NFL. Is they cool? All this slow ass shit. Nigga, just show me the odds, bro. I could bet on my phone. Where the live games at? Nigga, I want the sports book, obviously, nigga. Nigga, y'all know where I'm at, bro. I don't need to log in. Alright, bro. Y'all gonna piss me off. Nigga, view the odds. Nigga, show me some fucking odds. That's what I want to look at. Like, that's what I want to look at, chat. They need to show me the odds. Oh, we skipping and lagging. But guess what, chat? I'm about to get a new computer. This just gonna be the studio computer, cause shit. It's really just the studio computer, for real, for real. It handles the studio perfectly fine. I need Idaho State to do something, bro. I need them to shake. They gotta shake back. They need to shake back. Damn, bitch, I can't even get my money back, bro. They is disrespectful with this shit. Niggas just scored and they still not letting me go cash out, bro. Let me get half my money back. Like, damn. Throw me back in the game. I just cashed out on weed. I need some more. I need to turn $5 to two fucking 10. They giving me $1 is diabolical. Idaho State, what the fuck going on in this game? This is the game we about to watch, because this is the game I got money on, y'all. Y'all want me to watch something else, y'all gotta let me know. I got the chat on. So bro, what's going on? I should have betted on some NFL. Fuck this college shit. Looking sad for them boys. Wow, nigga, jump up in the crowd and get the fire, nigga. Wow, nigga. Hop out, get the yeah. They found them dead. What's that drink you turn one into two? We call it dog. Gassnlevo tired of streaming to zero. Let's change that. Dog. I'm on multiple platforms right now. This motherfucking string gonna get the bus and I ain't even do shit yet, dog. Is he cool? But I ain't gonna lie, I need to get my money and run with this shit, cause this game is awful. And what y'all know about eating fried chicken with the Mexican hot sauce? The green one. That's the best thing ever. I've been telling my girl about this for the longest. She still ain't tried it yet.
I know what Mexican hot sauce is with the yellow label.
Yeah, the green ones that they be having at the Mexican restaurant.
Oh, the green one?
Mm-hmm. I've never had it.
I mean, I had it, but I never had it with chicken. The fuck?
You need to. It hit different. Bro, I just want to watch my game. They don't want me to watch the game. Oh, we're trying to cover Idaho. Bro, the game not working. They trying to cover it. I see what they trying to say. Nah. I'm fucking this chicken up, guys. Damn, I can't see it. Bro, they be on some bullshit, dog. I should have bet it $5 on the under, bro. I had that number way too high. He's smacking this shit right now. I done turned the beginning of the video to a mukbang. Ooh, wee. Yeah, I'm about to cash this shit out, bro. I can't watch the game. I don't know what's going on. Like, bitch, show me the live games. Idaho. Boom. First and 10. Oh, hell no. They about to score fucking again, bro. Give me my fucking money, bro. Oh, it's a no sweat. I'm tripping. I get the $5 back, chat. I get the $5 back. But I get the $5 back. Bro, where can I watch the fucking game at, nigga? See, bro, the running back got hella yards, bro. Player props. Player props be there. Come on, Bengals. Make something work. I need an underdog win. Third and 7. Pass incomplete. 4th and 7. Come on, 24-17, baby. We can still come back. We did good the first quarter, though. We shut them niggas out. We scored every quarter. Come on, let's score another game. Another one. Fuck you, bitch. We in the other chat now, nigga. Baby, you want no, your body. Oh shit, my phone at 1%, Jack. Nowhere. Because I love you. You didn't know that? You didn't know I love you? You didn't know I love you? I'm about to say you better know I love you. You my baby. Can I get a hug? Give me one big old hug. Give me. I'm gonna break you? No. I thought my phone died, chat. I thought my phone died. Wah. Alright, chat. I done ate. Now it's time for that post food blunt. Told y'all what I said, they was gonna get that field goal. Now we only down by a touchdown. Come on, man. Let's get this game on, bro. What's T? Or bro, is it on YouTube? Like, can I watch it, bro? What real channel is this game on? I want to watch it. Don't you want me like I need you, babe? Don't you shoot, baby? Yeah. Midwest Network. Boom, makadata, boom, babadata, boom, 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 badada. Boom, katalata, boom, chakalata, boom, boom. Hey. You do look like me. I'm talking about. I kind of look like Dad. No duh, you kind of look like me. You my 20 twin. Nigga, try for free. Bro, y'all doing too much, B. Hey, doing too much. Intermission. Intermission, man. Intermission. Intermission. Quick. Kobe. You can't miss when you say Kobe, nigga. You gotta get that in your head, boy. Boy. Man, who on? Who on? Football. I don't nobody care about no Vikings. Y'all, these the games y'all got on right now, bro. Oh, tripping, dog. Hey, you tripping, Jack? Hey, it's tripping, kangaroo, Jack. Ain't tripping. Ain't tripping. Ain't tripping. Hey. I just want to watch my Idaho game. Bro, I need a late night game because these games right now, I ain't got no cheese on it, so I really don't want to watch it. I don't want to bet. Yeah, hard. Roll this shit up. Roll that nigga up. Roll that nigga up. Roll that nigga up. Poppy Rocky Duka Luka Tusa. Nigga, we don't smoke the same. We don't smoke the same. I got the Mac 1, I got the Mac 11. What you wanna do? I got the Mac 10 and I got the Mac 11. Tell me what you wanna do, cause little nigga, you make the news. You play around with Levo, we ain't gonna make true. You play around with Levo, no, he won't play it cool. He gonna catch your ass lacking, then you gonna make the news. You gonna make the news. Put your ass on Fox. You gonna be on that blue app. Facebook, yeah, you rock. Boo the world, boo 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 boo. You gonna see your face right on the app. I'ma smile right on the app. Catch me in the back. Let's believe we knocked it back. Pop a couple burgers. Let's believe we pop it back. Don't you want me like I want you, baby? Don't you even need you now? Boom, boom, bitch, on that cool shit. Ooh, bitch, fuck up my waist skirt. I keep our security at all times. Don't run up on me, I'ma hit you with the knife. Keep us our security. Oh, boy, we about to get high. Come on, man. They playing with me, though, chat. They is playing, chat. They is playing, chat. I'm ready to get high, though. Yeah, we got 18 minutes of bullshit. I'm about to turn this off. You don't need to record on that. And that's in a real way. That shit's still recording, bro. Like, is it cool? Is it cool?
I want to try the Oreo Reese cups.
Oreo Reese cups. I want to try it too, but my teeth. I need to go to the dentist.
You can try one.
I don't know. I'm going to be like, it's good. Ow. Bro, I need to get my insurance turned back on, or I just need to go buy me one. Fucking around with Trump, I'm gonna have to buy one next year anyway, so I might as well beat everybody to the punch. Like, yeah, y'all niggas just getting used to paying for insurance. I've been doing this. Better go get that shit through your job. You ain't trying to pay. But that shit not expensive though. When I was looking at prices, it was like $46 a month. That ain't bad. $20 fucking co-pay. That ain't bad. A straight $20, that ain't bad. $20 ain't shit. You got free insurance or you pay for your shit? Bear. Gal. Bye. Bye bye. Bye 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 bye. Alright, bro. Chat, she ain't talking to me. Chat, she did not talk to me. We want to watch some sports though, chat. No, I ain't gonna lie. They just need to hurry up with this game so I can get my $5 back. I'm done. I don't even want to bet on this game no more. Bye. Oh, I was talking to you.
What'd you say?
A lot. Ain't that right, child? I done said a lot to her. I've been talking for the last 2 minutes.
I was listening, but I don't know what the last thing you said was.
I don't know. I asked you a question. I forgot, though. It must have not been that important. What the fuck? I've been here. I done ate chicken and all of that. So I could look good on camera. Yeah, my hair looking crazy. You said what? Oh, it ain't on mute. I'm trying to get this game to pull up, but it ain't pulling up. I might have to find a different game to put on. Then Lonnie butt back there, she watching TV, but she got the headphones on. Yeah, it's not working. I'm gonna find a different game. We can watch some NFL too. No, I gotta go all the way back in now. I got baseball done. Baseball. Jacksonville Jaguars and the Dolphins. That's the good game that I want to watch. The Jags gonna win. Whoever got whatchamacallit, that's the Jags gonna win.
Award winner. We'll see if maybe some of that
the
shows up
Jags
on the
is
field
winning.
here later tonight. John, thanks so much. Enjoy the game. Appreciate your insights.
Thanks, Mike.
As always, still coming up here on the Dolphins pregame show, we are going to hear from Dolphins' second round pick, offensive lineman Jonah Sabai-Inaya. Yeah, he's a big brute, but he's got a softer side. Samantha Rivera has that story when we come back.
Game there, let's start here. No, that's right. This is the pregame show. I need to hurry up and the other team need to lose so I could get my money so I could rebet. I've been cashed out. The best done paid for my bud. Smoking for the free 99.
Dolphins preseason football on CBS Miami is sponsored locally by FPL, working for you every single day.
Alright, y'all, I'm about to do some promo because the game didn't even start yet. The game probably don't start until 7. Oh, no, that's right, Idaho State. Give me my $8. Give it to me. Give it to me, Idaho. Give it to me, Idaho. I know that's right, Idaho. That would be crazy if Idaho win. Oh, that's 2 cash outs today that I cashed out early in the game. I had one yesterday
1, 2, 3, 4. Good afternoon. Good evening. Hello, hello.
Check, check, check. Mic check. 1, 2, 3, 4. Check, check.
Now my cash out. Now I'm never cashing out lower. I gotta cash out high because every time I cash out lower, my bet end up winning, and it'd be winning by so much. It'd be a plus 300. Like, come on now, I'm just giving up too early. Don't even bet it if you don't want to lose it, you know.
Dolphins preseason football on CBS Miami is sponsored locally by FPL, working for you every single day.
Welcome back, everybody. Hard Rock Stadium tonight as the Dolphins get set to wrap up the preseason. They took on the Chicago Bears, Detroit Lions on the road for the first time. We see the Fins right here at Hard Rock Stadium. Jalen Phillips, Bradley Chubb, and that position in particular, as we join you from the broadcast booth, Kimbo Camper, Steve Goldstein, a position of strength for the Dolphins, Bo. Chop Robinson, Matthew Judon picked up this week. The 40 ball is going towards the
motherfucking, you know, this is going to be a team that's going to need to put pressure on quarterback. They certainly have the guys.
My next 40 ball going to some tacos.
Bradley Chubb, you know, he's ready to go. He's looking really good during the preseason. You talk about Judon. Judon's a guy that comes in with 37.5 career sacks. Played New England for 3 years where he got most of them. And
mute this. Open up some YouTube. Open up YouTube. See, bro, ain't nothing on regular TV, so fuck them niggas. Go to YouTube. That Idaho game, man, they want me some cheese, man. They want me some cheese, man. The game not over. You got to do them early cash outs. And, hey, gassnlevo on YouTube. I know y'all see it right there. Hold up. Right there. Oh, right there. All the way up there. You feel me? Gassnlevo. You see it? See it all the way up there in that top of the middle of the screen? Gassnlevo. It's right here, too. Gassnlevo. Subscribe. Subscribe. We got giveaways. We do giveaways. So, subscribe. 500 at 500 subs, bro. We doing P5. I'm gonna do a lot of shit. Y'all niggas tell me what y'all want. We gonna do it. Cause 500 subscribers. Y'all get me monetized on YouTube. We going up. I promise you. So we gonna keep on knocking out these 3-hour streams, uploading them, getting that watch time up. You know, that's what they gotta know. But you know that Drewski shit got me 100 hours. You hear me? She don't hear me, chat. I'm talking to my. That Drewski shit, it gave me 100 hours of watch time. But the shit so funny about it is that. Hold up. chat. 1 minute, chat. People having conversations. I gotta mute. So, bear with me. Bear with me, man. Bear with me, man. Bear with me. We having it's been in Miami, having night. All right, y'all. Let's get these predictions by the experts. This about to be that Miami Dolphins game. That's what we streaming next. Miami and the Dolphins. Battle of Florida. Nigga, I don't care about none of that. Nigga, I need to pick some. Yeah, free pick dogs. Come on.
Franklin University makes it possible.
As you receive your diploma from Franklin University, graduation isn't the end of your journey. It's a door opening up your next opportunity.
Chad, it's time to get high.
What is going on, guys? Brad here from PitDogs.com, and I got a pick in this JAGS versus Dolphins NFL preseason game going down on Saturday, August 23rd, 2025. Here at PitDogs, we drop the most free pick videos out of anyone, man, so click that subscribe button, drop a like. It helps us out a lot. If you guys are looking to take the guesswork out of it, if you want to save your time and are looking for the picks like the best, the picks like the most, including my $25 play of the day, which is my best pick every single day, head over to pitdogs.com, click the premium pick section, or just click the link in the description in this video. You will find all my plays there. Alright, guys, hope everyone's doing well. We got the Jacksonville Jaguars headed into Miami to play the Dolphins for the last preseason game for both these teams. You know, when you look at the Jags, first preseason game, they lost 25-31. Their kicker did hit a 70-yarder. I do want to mention that, which is pretty cool. But lost that one. And then their second preseason game, they tied the Saints 17-17. One of those weird tied games. In this one, it looks like Trevor Lawrence is not going to see action. You know, the Jags saw enough. They're like, all right, let's put in the backups. It kind of seems like the Jaguars team's chalking up this preseason game a little bit, if you ask me. Looks like they'll have Nick Mullins starting in this game. And it's going to be John Wolford and Seth Hennigan. So, and not the best quarterback options for the Jaguars. You know, we have seen Nick Mullen a little bit this preseason. I haven't really been too impressed. I'm not really too high on this Jaguars team, especially in this game with who's going at quarterback. If I'm reading this correctly, reports are saying Tua might start in this game, which surprised me. With his history of concussions, getting injured, I'm kind of surprised he's seeing preseason snaps.
All right, hey, String. I'm going to tell y'all right now, this nigga be biased as hell. But we still don't listen to what the fuck he got to say, but he be biased as hell. I done heard this nigga say some shit about his favorite team won bet, and that bet that he was telling me to do fucking lost. Like, don't fucking listen to this nigga, bro. He be a little bit... He be pushing a little bit. You gotta go verify with somebody else before you just go with his picks. I'm just telling you right now. Do your own research. But that's where we start off at. Seeing what the experts gotta say.
But from my reports, it looks like we actually might see some Tua. Definitely confirm that before the game happens. I record these videos the day before the games. So my stuff's always projected starters and things like that. But I'm seeing Tua. Tua might start this game. Which is crazy. I didn't expect it. And then it'll be Zach Wilson and then Quinn Ewers potentially as well. I've actually kind of liked how the Dolphins have played this preseason. You know, in the first preseason game, they tied the Bears 24-24. And then their second preseason game, they beat the Lions 24-17. I like the Dolphins in this game. Like I said, just the fact that the Dolphins are potentially looking to start Tua in this game and that the Jaguars are not playing Trevor Lawrence, it kind of sets the mindset for both these teams entering this game, where the motivation is going to be. And I just feel like this game, the Dolphins are actually going to use this game to try to get some real work in, whereas the Jaguars are probably just going to go through the motions, get done with this thing, and get ready for the season. So I think there's a reason why the Dolphins are laying more than a field goal in this game, and I'm going to lay the points. I'm going to take the Dolphins. So that's going to be my play, guys. Give me the Miami Dolphins at home here. Lay the points. I appreciate you watching this. Drop a like.
So your pick is Dolphins -6. Dolphins -6. Now let's see what ChatGPT say. I ain't got outlier yet. I'm gonna bust out the outlier and shit like that when I'm gonna bust out outlier when the season actually start. And we gonna pay for the full bundle. And y'all I'm gonna teach y'all how to arbitrage bet and shit like that. We gonna really run up a bag this season. And if you don't know what arbitrage betting is when you win a bet no matter what. You betting both ways. And you gonna win regardless. And if you ain't got a betting account and you 21 and you're not in a gambling state, I could work with you too. But if you got family members, I'll just do it with the family members. If I was y'all, I'm just being real with y'all. I'll do it for y'all, but nigga, you feel me? You might as well do it with family. Nigga, family's family. But load up them betting accounts, man. Load up them damn betting accounts. You can load up every single betting app and get at least $1,000 easy. Easy. You're gonna have over $1,000 of bet money. So you do the math on that. If you smack all your bets with that fucking money, that's whew. And they don't. Not all platforms block you from betting the same bet. So you could take that free $250 and bet that whole $250 on the underdog, and now your shit past $500. You feel me? It's that simple. But let's see what's up with this Dolphins game. Dolphins versus JAGS. What the fuck was I looking up all day? I swear I was looking up like bets. But you remember? Oh wait, I knew it. I should have let it cook. Idaho done scored again. And they got the ball back. Oh my God. Bro, what time does NFL game start? Because I was thugging out with Idaho. I done bet $5 on them niggas. I was going to get the $5 back if I lost. I should have just let it cook, but shit. Yeah, Dolphins come out at 7, so. Yeah, it's a good thing that I cashed out because I wouldn't get the Dolphins game, but shit. Nigga, $5 to 25 ain't that bad, nigga. That was a plus 400. Is it even gonna tell me what the fuck I cashed out on? Yeah, plus 380. Basically plus 400. And I cashed it out. Crazy work. I still would buddy though, chat. I still would buddy. That's what matters. Ending out with some money. I would have still ended out with $5. So, did I really cash out good enough? I don't know. It don't feel like it. Basically, did a fucking minus 150. Why are they playing with these niggas like they just won't get 43? These niggas about to score again. Talk about that Portland game, y'all. Green Bay won that game. It's 27. They got 27. The bet is over. And looking like Green Bay about to score before the end of the game. That's looking for an over. You could bet over on that game. Over 27.5. But I don't know. I don't know, but Idaho State for the buddy lie. I told y'all that's what I was rocking with. Y'all should have went with it. Y'all would have. They was up 10-0 at plus 380, bro. If y'all didn't bet that, y'all smoking crack. Like, get a real way, y'all should have bet that. And I didn't even do no promo yet. Let's do some promo, man. Let's get some sport bet experts in this bitch. I got 10 minutes. What the fuck? Let me go to ChatGPT to see what the fuck I was looking up, man. I'll be getting distracted and forget what I was doing, man. Damn, I need to make an account because I ain't got no shit saved. Fuck it, I'm just about to look up bets. Let's copy that and rephrase that shit. Best bets. Money line bet. The Dolphins usually come in as favorite, especially if. Alright, bro. This is preseason, dumbass. Dolphins over 24.5. JAGS over 21. Dolphins first half. Oh yeah, they trying to cook something up. They talking about Dolphins -3. Tyreek Hill anytime touchdown over 4. Bro, what the fuck? No. That's not what the bets y'all was giving me earlier. Now, don't play with me. Like, y'all didn't even show me no odds for this shit. Bro, the rookies is not playing, bro. The fucking starters is not playing. What the fuck is ChatGPT talking about? I'll do my own fucking research now, because y'all niggas on some bullshit. Let's see how the Dolphins did this fucking preseason. The Dolphins game. Alright, turn that down, gang. She kicking it a little too hard. Bro, why they playing with the Dolphins like they just took an L or something, bro? Yeah, they gave the Jags a 27% chance to win it. Is crazy. That shit is diabolical. Diabolical football. The football. NFL preseason. Jags a +2. I ain't gonna lie, chat. The odds do look good for the Dolphins to win this fucking game. But shit. Who the fuck did the Jags lose to? Oh, they did lose a couple, huh? They tied. And then they lost to the Steelers. They ain't doing bad. They tied with the Saints, though. That's the fucking Saints. They tied with the Saints. Like, what the fuck? Man, what college game? What the fuck? That game, dude. See, Bills coming on. The Bills and the Buccaneers. That sound better. Let's see what they talk about. Hey! Hey! You loud. You loud. Shh. I'm streaming. Yeah, you too loud, girl. Sorry. Now you gotta listen to my music. Alright. She said, fuck it, I'm about to go right back to singing loud, bro. Is she cool, bro? loud. Where you is?
These headphones make me.
Don't be yelling. Man. Oh, they got the Let's see what y'all niggas say about this fucking Idaho State game. Let's see this nigga right.
I dare you to let me build you a completely free e-commerce store preloaded with 20 handpicked products that are trending all over the world, basically validate.
What is going on, guys? Brad here for PitDogs.com, and I got a pick in this UNLV versus Idaho State college football game going down on Saturday, August 23rd, 2025. Here at Pit Dogs, we drop the most free pick videos out of any one man, so click that subscribe button, drop a like. It helps us out a lot. If you want to take the guesswork out of it, if you want to save your time and are just looking for the picks like the best, the picks like the most, including my $25 play of the day, which is my best pick every single day, head over to PitDogs.com, click the premium pick section, or just click the link in the description in this video. You will find all my plays there. Alrighty, guys, we have made it, man. Week 0 college football action. This is the biggest spread of this week 0 action. This is the biggest mismatch we have. We got a little FBS, FCS action with Idaho State headed into the betting capital of the world, Las Vegas, to play the UNLV Rebels. Interesting game here, man. You know, look, I had to do some digging on this Idaho State team. I'm to be perfectly honest, I don't think I've ever seen an Idaho State college football game in my life, to be perfectly honest with you. But what I've read and from my scouting report, I don't think this team is going to have much of a chance in this game. I don't think they're going to be that good. You know, we do see some FCS teams show out and, you know, are able to compete with FBS teams, but I just don't see this being the case in this one, you know.
Talking shit.
On the other hand, I've seen a lot of UNLV football, especially last season. This was one of the more fun teams to watch. I feel like they played on Fridays a lot, which is what I remember. But this was a team that finished 11-3. You know, that game against Boise State was electric. And we all know offense is their identity. Score a bunch of points, and that's how UNLV was able to win games last season. And I don't think that changes this season. You know, this season they got Dan Mullen at head coach, and am I the biggest Dan Mullen guy? No, I think it's probably because I'm a Florida State fan. He coached at Florida for a while, so I was a little bit of a Dan Mullen hater. But I think it's a great move for UNLV. To have a coach that has Power 4 conference coaching experience, I think it only makes a team like UNLV better. So, look, guys, I think this UNLV team is going to be at the top of the Mountain West once again. And they have the firepower. They have the offensive capabilities to cover a large spread like this, especially against a team like Idaho State. So for me, guys, it's UNLV or nothing. I like UNLV laying the points. That's going to be my play. I also think a UNLV team total over is a good play.
That's why I told y'all, don't listen to this nigga, bro. He be playing favorites, bro. Like, bro, what? They was talking all that shit, but Idaho, it's a tie game? No, it's not a fucking tie game. They winning. Oh, shit, it's tie game. See, that's why they got my money and run with it. They got me money and they ran. They got me money and I ran. Is they about to start? They playing around, bro. They not about to start yet. Yeah, let me get a live bet on the Dolphins or something. But oh no, man. Who played for Jacksonville this game? I need some background. Fuck that other game, man. Let's see what this Dolphin today chat talk about.
Imagine being able to build anything just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44, a complete AI creation platform made for anyone with an idea.
Fun. Appreciate you showing love, man. Love it. Good luck to you building your own channel, by the way. How do you think week 1 game? I think we win. This is not me being biased.
It's a lock.
It's not me being biased. It's not me being like caught with the hopium. Objectively, the Dolphins are a better football team than the Indianapolis Colts. If the game was being played in week 11, it'd be harder to project because you never know about respective injuries. But when it comes to both teams being relatively healthy, at least where we currently stand right now, the Dolphins with their current roster is significantly better than the Colts in their roster. Daniel Jones is a terrible quarterback. The Dolphins should be able to win that football game. My score prediction right now, barring injuries, is 27-17.
Quarterback. The Jags do not have a quarterback. That's a problem. Update some shit, dog. I mean, the bet might be the Dolphins -7. I could see that, but the Jags ain't no hoe. They ain't just lose by a lot. And that's what Jags +7. I'm going Jags +7. But let me get a prediction now. I want to do Jags +7. Let me see if I could do Jags +7.
Jaguars and the Dolphins going off on Saturday. Jacksonville in good health on offense. They're banged up at corner on defense. Miami top 2 running backs questionable and banged up at both tackle positions on offense. 2 defensive tackles are questionable, as are 2 starters in the secondary. Jacksonville 0-1-1 after a 17-17 tie at New Orleans. Trevor Lawrence went 8 of 10 from 76 yards and a touchdown. Miami 1-0-1 in the preseason with a 24-17 road win in Detroit. Backup Quinn Ewers had 2 touchdown throws. Tua sat out the game. Jacksonville will rest starters. Miami will play starters. Tua will get the starting quarterback. Tyreek Hill is dealing with an oblique injury and could miss. Jacksonville quarterback rotation includes Nick Mullins, John Wolford, and Seth Hennigan. Mullins and Wolford have NFL regular season experience. Behind Tua are Zach Wilson and Quinn Ewers. The Dolphins' injuries at running back and the line are the concern here. So we're going to go ahead and fake this move. We'll take Jacksonville +6.
He took the Jacksonville +6. I low-key want to take Jacksonville +6.
For welders who demand more, Vulcan delivers. With advanced inverter technology, high-duty cycles, and precise arc control, Vulcan welders are engineered for serious performance. Complete your setup with a full range of premium accessories and consumables, all built to work as hard as you do. Vulcan, where professional power meets unbeatable value, only at Harbor Freight.
The Buccaneers ain't a bad money line either, though. The game started.
Yeah, trendsetter. Whoa, league of my own, it don't get better. No.
I'm not getting copyrighted. No. The fuck? Fucking ads. That's what we not gonna do, is get copyrighted. We ain't fucking with that, dog. But nigga, let's get this shit started, man. Update my YouTube fucking title. dog. Damn, bro, that's not letting me update the damn title, dog. That's cool. Do it a different way. That shit tweaking, dog. Gotta do it on the computer. Fuck it. But let's get this game started, nigga.
Here at Hard Rock Stadium.
Yeah, hoping to put something good on tape for everybody else. To listen to tonight's game in Spanish, enable the secondary audio programming or SAP button on your viewing device. SAP service are sponsored by Toyota of Hollywood. Now there's a look at Jake Bailey. He won the punter competition, so the mainstay stays. Ryan Stonehouse, who came with Craig Aukerman from Tennessee, the new special teams coordinator. He was let go, so it's Bailey's job. He had a really good game in Detroit last week, Bailey.
Really did, and I think he's been very consistent since he's been here, and I like the fact that they kept him here. He feels at home here, and I tell you what, I think he puts the ball. I think he's a little better at aiming, at getting the ball, direction of the ball, direction of the punts, and maybe look, very small sliver there that got that job for him.
All right, he'll try the kickoff here, and puts one right to the goal line where Chandler Braithwaite comes out. Undrafted free agent of Elon College. And as the Dolphins special teams have done really throughout these preseason games, stopping the returner just short of that 30-yard line. It's where you want to be, so that's where the Jaguars will take over. They are not playing their starters. And John Wolford is their starting quarterback for this game tonight. Dolphins starters are out there on defense.
Zach Sealer, we get to see him with some of those young guys. Jordan Phillips. You're starting with Benito Jones here, Zeke Biggers, but Kenneth Grant's not going to play, so it's going to be interesting to see what we can do up here.
Storm Duck, Jack Jones on those corners, as mentioned, and competition there, and there's Chop Robinson getting free and taking down Wolford. And it's a preseason chop for number 44.
Didn't take long to get that going, huh? He went right past. This is just a look. We talked about these guys and how good of pass rushers they are. You got 4 good pass rushers in there, and it's tough to stop all of them. Someone's going to have a crease.
And Bo, as we talked to Anthony Weaver, he's kind of salivating. He's got a lot of versatile players, a lot of packages he can use.
Many packages, 3, 4. 2 guys down, linebackers all over the place. I think this is going to be a fun defense to watch.
So Chubb, Phillips, and Robinson all on the field together on that down. Jackson in it running back next to the quarterback Wolford on 2nd and long. And now we've got some movement. Dolphins were showing some bodies and bringing some heat, and that forced Jacksonville to jump.
There you go. So you get a sack, and you force a penalty.
On defense, you've got Jordan Brooks not playing tonight. Neither is Kenneth Grant, the rookie out of Michigan. So Willie Gay Jr. is in there next to Tyrell Dodson, a middle linebacker.
An excitable Willie Gay Jr.
Always.
I mean, that guy's all over the field. I like this group. I like this group a lot.
It is energy personified. Now the Jaguars going in the wrong direction, back to their own 16 now. Little screen set up. Jackson's got it. Crossed the 20. And then he's actually ran into his own man and went down. Big collision with Trammell, his wide receiver, but that's a good gain for the Jaguars.
Dolphins defense gave him a little room to run. Willie Gay got up there and turned it in, but there was no one inside to make the play. And you can't give up those kind of yards, although they got third and forever to go here.
Yeah, got to get out to the 40-yard line for the first down. Wolford pressured, gets by Jones. Wolford on the move, and he's got the first down.
Well, these guys are coming out like sprinting up field. You know, it's you got to kind of settle down.
It's a first down.
You can't just run. Just can't run past them.
Needed 14, and that's exactly what the quarterback got.
After replay assist, the runner is short of the line to gain. It's fourth down.
Ah, okay, they'll back him up just inside the 40. All right. So, obviously, knee down. And the Jaguars will go for it. Jordan Phillips comes into the game, guy that's really shining, a 5th-round pick for Miami out of Maryland. He's gotten better and better as camp goes on.
Well, he just pushes that pocket like immediately, forces the quarterback to find something. Let's see what we can do here. Big fullback or big back in the backfield.
Harris, the running back. They'll try the quarterback sneak, and Wolford should have it there. Pushes the pile forward. You know, as far as defensive coordinator Anthony Weaver,
it's first down.
You know, he talked about Jordan Phillips, how he stood out on him, his raw ability when he watched the tape. He's always pushing somebody back. He thinks the Dolphins may have a steal on Phillips.
No, I think so too. Look, he's made a lot of plays. He made a play last week in Detroit where he pushed the offensive lineman, flattened out, and caught a running back way out on the edge. And I don't even know how that guy got out that far.
So Jaguars first down at the 40. Wolford, the Jacksonville native, in at quarterback. He fires, and that's short and incomplete, intended for his wide receiver, Trenton Irwin.
We talked about Anthony Weaver with his defense and the things that he can do up front, just at the front with the down linemen, all the twists they can do, because all those big guys are athletic. And once you start getting that going, it really confuses the quarterback, and they've got to make a decision. Am I going to get the ball out quick, or am I going to just, you know, go down and take the sack? But you're seeing a little bit of that right now.
Phillips stays in on the line next to Sealer. Chubb and Jalen Phillips there. And Bradley Chubb says not that time. Wraps up Harris for a loss.
Great recognition by Chubb. They just collapsed on his side. He just followed his guy down the line and just made a big tackle. You talk to Chubb, you can tell how anxious he is to get back after last year when he didn't get to play. He's almost salivating to get out there. And we talked to him the other day. Boy, I tell you what, he's ready and willing and able to have a real big year this year.
Yeah, and he's got a lot of confidence in Anthony Weaver, what he can do with the versatility and the players that can execute it. Another 3rd and long. Wolford's got time. Over the middle, tipped and incomplete. That was off the hand of Irwin. And the Dolphins defense gets off the field.
Let's play back there. You know, the Dolphins really in this game Jacksonville's not playing any of their starters. You know, they should have these opportunities here to do that. That was just a bad route, bad throw.
And should know Jason Marshall Jr. started as that slot player at corner, a defensive back in this game, the rookie out of Florida. Here's Malik Washington inside his own 10. Slips one tackle. Washington across the 20. Solid return for Malik. Brooks made the tackle for the Jaguars.
-5.5.
And that's where the Miami Dolphins starting offense will begin.
4-point Rockets, -5.5. Dolphins. This is the starters versus the 30s.
Well, good tonight to see Bradley Chubb, Jalen Phillips on the football field. The Dolphins defensively, no score in this first quarter. The Dolphins get the ball for the first time. Quarterback Tua Tagovailoa, our starting lineups brought to you by your Southern Lexus dealers. That was last season. This is his second start of the preseason. Now both Devon Achane, Jalen Wright out of the lineup tonight. So Tua's got Ollie Gordon, and he's looking to make some connections with Jalen Waddle. Tua likes playing in these preseason games. Get the feel, get everybody lined up. Nick Westbrook-Akine along with Malik Washington, the receivers. Little play action. Here's Malik with room. Flag comes in. Washington got the first down. This may be coming back.
About to put that belt to add.
Tackle for Jacksonville.
Well, it's a nice looking play. Got him out there in the flat with some blockers in front of him.
BTA.
Ineligible receiver downfield on a pass, number 72. It's a 5-yard penalty. Replay, first down.
So that's on Jonah Savaiinaya, the rookie, the second-round pick. Dolphins have very high hopes for him. He's starting from day one.
Yeah, you know, he's the guy that he's going to make his mistakes, but he learns from his mistakes. Look, just goes down the field a little bit. Got to kind of hesitate. Just when that little drifting out, you know, and again, Joe, we've talked about this, Goldie. I think they're calling things pretty tightly in the preseason games, so these guys know what to do when the regular season begins.
Ollie Gordon, the second at running back. Tua trying to find him. It's tipped and it's incomplete. Oh, right there. Muhammad got the hand on it and nearly found it for the pick.
Yeah, that's got to be a missed assignment. That came too easy. I think Larry Borum collapsed down. Maybe should have stayed out there. So you got nobody making the block there. That's a missed assignment.
Borum's been in at right tackle throughout camp for Austin Jackson. Hopefully he'll be ready 2 weeks from now for the regular season opener against the Colts.
Yeah, it's boy, I'd say he's been on the shelf for a long time. He's going to have to get quick, get to work quick. We're talking about Austin Jackson to come in.
Tagovailoa quick over the middle. Washington has that. Breaks a tackle, gains a few more to the 27-yard line. Pickup of 9 yards on the play.
Malik Washington, you look at Taj Washington too. Both the Washingtons really were playing well this preseason. Were able to carve himself a spot in this wide receiver room, and you put Waddle and Tyreek and those guys there together. It's going to be pretty nice with Nick Westbrook-Akine too. That's going to be a pretty nice receiver group for Tua to throw at.
Yeah, Washington really coming on, year number 2 out of the University of Virginia, reliable player. He's a guy Tua last preseason mentioned right off the bat. Guy that he likes. Tua steps up here, look out, pressured, and he is taken down. Danny Stringo makes the tackle.
Yeah, nobody open downfield, has nowhere to throw the football. Pretty decent blocking up front.
So Jake Bailey on to punt for the first time tonight. Dorian Singer back for the Jaguars to receive at his own 30. And he's pushed back inside the 25, and fair catch made there. And the Jaguars will get it back, no score from Hard Rock Stadium first quarter. Football is back, Dolphins fans. That means now's your chance to see the Dolphins play at home this season. A small number of single-game tickets remain to see the Dolphins next month at Hard Rock Stadium, taking on Drake May and the Patriots in the home opener. And then week 4, the Dolphins will debut their new rivalry uniforms, Monday Night Football against the Jets. Visit MiamiDolphins.com/tickets to learn more. No score in this preseason finale. There's a look at Tyreek Hill up and down that Dolphins sideline. Dolphins stick with the corners, so Storm Duck, Jack Jones, and Jason Marshall Jr. at the nickel on defense. Wolford remains in at quarterback for the Jaguars. Second possession. Wolford rolling and throwing, completed. And quickly there on the tackle on Singer was Jack Jones. Now, Jason Marshall Jr. is an interesting story, Bo. A Miami kid, went to the University of Florida, had never played the slot, never played the nickel before. And Anthony Weaver and the coaches say, hey, let's see what he can do there. They like his size, they like his movement.
The rookie, well, when I first looked at him, when Anthony Weaver first looked at him, he's a little stout for a cornerback, but they showed that he could play cornerback. Then they moved him inside, which is a lot different from that cornerback because you don't have the sideline help there. So he's got to play inside, outside on these receivers. And they said he was up to the thing. The one thing that they were concerned about with him was his tackling. And they said once they saw one play on him, he kicking and pop somebody, they go, okay, that's all right. He's gonna be all right in that spot. So I think they found a gem in this guy. They really liked him in that secondary.
Yeah, kind of wondering, can he blitz? Can he tackle? Oh yeah, he can. And the Dolphins, of course, with injuries in that secondary. And they're going to need, something we talked about with Tua and Mike McDaniel. They told these rookies, we need you now.
Yes.
Tua told it, you don't have time to be rookies.
Yep.
And it seems like a real good rookie class that the Dolphins have brought in.
Well, I think they understand it, and I think they're up to the task. Ooh. Well, this is
Wolford's got the first down, sliding again on a scramble.
Everyone went outside. You got the right in the middle. Nobody in the middle. It gives a quarterback a chance to step up. But going back to this rookie class, you know, they want to be good right now. They want to be counted on right now, and you can see it in their attitude. You can see it in the way they practice. And it's you know, it's, to me, I think it's a really, I think the base with these young guys they've got over the last couple of years is really going to be stout for this team moving forward.
3 rookie defensive linemen, Grant Phillips and then Zeke Biggers as well. All in this year's draft for the Dolphins. Jaguars have it at midfield. And the give there is to travel around the end. And he bangs his way close to the first down sticks along the sideline.
Judon out there chasing.
And Duck finally ran him out of bounds. Storm Duck, who may be the #1 corner for the Dolphins. Everybody with this squad, players and coaches like Storm Duck a lot.
Somebody's got to recognize that earlier and get upfield. You can't just let the guy run out there for 10 yards and have open space.
Jaguars keep it on the ground, and Jackson short of the first down. Willie Gay Jr. led the charge for the Dolphins.
You know, Willie Gay is, you know, that inside linebacker group, KJ Britt, Willie Gay, Dotson, Brooks, you know, any 4 of those guys in that group could play and play well. And Willie Gay has been making plays all over in the joint practices. Now you see him in the games. Anthony Weaver's got a
oh, look out. Wolford's going to get back and just hang on to it. So on 3rd and 1, the bad snap results in a big loss and 4th down.
First one to tag him. But speaking of that inside linebacker group, I think, you know, when you talk to Anthony Weaver, he says, man, those guys, all 4 of those guys are guys that can, you put them in, you can trust them, and they're going to work. And Jordan Brooks, obviously the leader of that group, and you know, kind of the guy that keeps everybody in check.
And Brooks doesn't say a whole lot, but he is a serious guy and has really become a leader on this team. Washington on another return, had a good return again from Malik Washington, got about 15 yards. And Tua Tagovailoa and the Dolphins offense back on here in the first quarter. Tua Tagovailoa and the starters stay on the field in that rebuilt left side of the offensive line. Rookie Jonah Savaiinaia, number 72, and Big Pat Hall getting rave reviews at left tackle in his second year now. Those two young men are going to have a big season for the Dolphins.
They're going to grow up together. And you talk about Savaiinaia. I mean, this guy came in. He's mature. He's got a temperament that he wants to learn and he wants to get better. He doesn't want. He'll make a mistake, but he's going back and figuring out how to get the job done. And you know, they talk about him being intense to the moment. You know, he's kind of a cool guy when you talk to him, but he says once that ball's getting ready to snap, kind of the devil comes out.
Ollie Gordon bouncing outside. Look out, here comes the big man. Takes on a tackler. And a gain of 5 on the play. Let's go down to the sideline, Mike.
You know, the Dolphins had 10 draft picks going into April's draft. So McDaniel said we really valued those. So it just goes to show you how much we value Jonah in the draft by moving up to get him. McDaniel says he has top 5 focus of any player he's ever been around. He says he learns from every single snap. And of course, he's also endearing himself to his new teammates. He has jam sessions with Tua and Jalen Phillips. He is really not only making, you know, turning heads on the field, but making an impression off the field as well.
Well done on the hangouts and the jam sessions. You like that? Tagovailoa pressured, and they've got him again. Second sack of the game. And that time it was B.J. Green.
Yeah, James Daniels just kind of got beat around the side. Got to pick that guy up. Got to get the help inside, not outside.
Hey AJ, we're gonna do.
But you know, speaking of Savaiinaia and Patrick Paul, they're two young guys. They're going to grow up together. You know, Patrick Paul did it last year. He got a lot of snaps last year, and it's going to take Jonah some time to be the guy he's going to be. You're going to kind of have to be patient with him a little bit. But I think his temperament's going to make him better, faster than most rookies would come in otherwise.
Well, again, pressure by Muhammad, who had that tipped ball earlier. So this Jacksonville backup defense, not playing their starters, effective against the Dolphins.
Yeah, and if you're Mike McDaniel, you've got to be pretty disappointed in what you've seen out of this offense. I mean, you really haven't seen continuity. You haven't seen protection. You know, you haven't had Tua be able to get back there and throw the ball on time, and that's something they worked on a long time this preseason.
Bailey gets good hang time. Singer back at his own 27. Trying to get free to the near side. The Dolphins are there. Tanner Connor in on the tackle. And we remain scoreless in the first quarter at Hard Rock Stadium. Dolphins fans, start every morning with CBS News Miami. South Florida's biggest stories, breaking news, traffic, and your complete next weather forecast. This fall, start your morning routine with CBS News Miami weekdays from 5 till 9 a.m. It is nice to finally be back at Hard Rock Stadium, an 11-day road trip for Mike McDaniel and the Dolphins in Chicago and Detroit. They went 1-0-1 in the 2 games, the tie at Soldier Field. Now trying to work on some things at home with the starters. Getting a pretty long look. You still have Chubb and Phillips in for the Dolphins. Benito Jones as well. And the corners remain the same. Wolford, flag comes in. That'll be on the Jaguars. He'll slide down. Jacksonville will be backed up. Final test before cut-down day in the NFL on Tuesday.
Illegal use of hands, offense number 78. It's a 10-yard penalty. Let's replay first down.
Right there gets a helm. Once you get your hand wrapped up around that face mask and then you push it up, yeah, it's always going to be called. And that's not, I tell you, it's not nice to have that done to you. You don't feel very
Spoken
good.
like a guy trying to get to the quarterback. When you guys can move around out there and change positions, I mean, come on. They got to get something on that O-line, no?
Well, look. I mean, all the rules for offense. Let me just put it that way.
Yeah, 100%. Trammell with a good gain, so they get that yardage back. You know, it's interesting. Talk about the cut-down day. Mike McDaniel, though, telling us in the 4 years as Dolphins coach, this is his toughest roster to make.
Yeah, well, it looks that way. I think it's set pretty much right now. Marshall missed a tackle there that really looked bad. I mean, he's got to, he's anxious. He wants to play well, especially at home. He's got to settle down and kind of get his feet balanced if he's going to make plays like that.
Harris with the carry. And met right at the line. KJ Britt amongst those there. Jalen Phillips in on the tackle as well. Britt coming over as a free agent from Tampa Bay.
Well, that was a little bit of a Jordan Phillips and Benito Jones. Both of them just pushing them back, driving their offensive linemen down the line, running back had nowhere to go. And then the other guys just come and clean it up. 98 Dickerson's in there now.
And they bring some pressure, and Bradley Chubb's got him. Welcome back, Chubb.
There's a hold on Jalen Phillips and a sack on Chubb, and boy, that's got to feel good for him after what he endured last year. Tough when you're out, not playing, and he's making the most of it right here. Hello.
Yeah, Phillips met him right at the quarterback, and boy, having those two guys back, Phillips and Chubb, both off those injuries, it just changes everything for this Miami defense and what coordinator Anthony Weaver can do.
Well, he's got so many options with those guys, the linebackers, the outside linebackers, with what he can do, and changes whenever you want to make them at the line of scrimmage.
No return. Flag came in on the play. There's Chubb, and having a little bit of fun. He told the man, I love camp. I love being with the guys.
I tell you, he's looked good. Healthy, man. Everything I've seen from him is 100%.
Number 15 of the kicking team went out on his own. This is a 5-yard penalty, which will be added to the dead ball spot. It's first down, Miami.
So the penalty on Brayboy of the Jaguars. Tua Tagovailoa will stay in the game with the offense.
They got to give him some protection up front. Give him a little time, and the receivers, you got to get open. I mean, it's been a little bit raggedy here in the first 2 series.
Few too many free runs right into him.
You wonder how long Mike's going to have him in there. Maybe you stand until you show me something that is going to work. I might just kind of keep these guys out here a little bit.
Now we figured, 2 or 3 series, so obviously it's going to be on the higher end. So Ollie Gordon II, the rookie out of Oklahoma State, he was pretty emphatic talking to the offensive line when they came off the field.
Well, you can see, you had Borum had a play, Daniels, who hadn't practiced much and got, full game time action. Every one of those guys is still trying to get back to where they need to be on opening day, and it may take a little time. They've got 2 weeks to do it.
Waddle and Washington on the near side. Now Washington goes in motion. Tua looking that way, has Waddle near midfield. That's a gain of 8 yards on first down.
There you go. Washington gets some of those defensive backs to move out. Nice to see Waddle down there. When we've seen him in practice, Waddle, he looks like the old Jalen Waddle playing well. And I think last year was certainly frustrating for him, not being able to be the guy he was the year before. But I think he's done a lot of hard work to make up for that.
Yeah, didn't get 1,000 yards for the first time in his career. Said, hey, take nothing for granted. That's what it taught me. Gordon bangs his way to midfield.
First down.
Should have the first down. He does.
Smiling Ollie Gordon, we saw him down on the sideline after that last series.
And he comes up limping a bit, and we'll get to the sideline.
This is the end.
6th-round draft pick.
First quarter.
As the first quarter comes to an end, no score, Dolphins and Jaguars.
Tonight's telecast is also sponsored locally by Gunther Motor Company. For car buying done your way, you gotta get to Gunther. By Baptist Health, the official medical team of the Miami Dolphins.
Well, the good news, Ollie Gordon II came right back off the sideline after hopping off. I know he's had a good preseason. I'm getting a lot of text.
Yeah.
Should I take him in the fantasy, in the rookies, and what's going on with them?
So that's how you grade guys these days, right?
When they're getting steam with that, there goes Gordon. And he gets to the 45-yard line, a pickup of 5 on first down. The Doak Walker Award winner at Oklahoma State 2 years ago.
All-American. We saw him on the sideline, Goldie, as I was just talking. Not happy with the offensive line. As a rookie, he walked up right in front of all those guys and kind of gave them the, what to, you guys need to start getting your butts in gear and get something going. And for a rookie to come and do that, that says a lot about, I call him smiling Ollie Gordon, but he wasn't smiling at that point.
First 2 preseason games, 18 carries, 88 yards. Play action to him. Tagovailoa looking downfield for Eskridge, but that's incomplete. Tua had to hurry it just a little bit there.
Well, I think he knew they were coming in. He had to get rid of it. And he just tried to throw it out there, maybe make sure they weren't able to intercept the ball. But look, Eskridge is another guy that's you know, it's been really having a good camp. These two receivers, three of these receivers that aren't the starting two, really have shown very, very well. Made it tough on them. You know, they're gonna knock some of these guys out that've been here around for a while off their spots.
Yeah, Tagovailoa likes the way Eskridge responds. Yep. And he had a muff fumble in Detroit, came back. He's a veteran, 5th year. College at Western Michigan. You know, that's tipped and incomplete. Tagovailoa is looking for Tanner Connor in the tight coverage, and it's 4th down.
Threw it low. I'm not sure if it did. I don't think it skipped.
And they're going to go for it. So likely, we assume this is the final series for Tua. And they want to see if they can get something done here. So 4th down and 6 at the Jacksonville 46.
Wouldn't be surprised if they kept that left side of the line and Paul in there. I know Savai and I is going to stay, but keep Paul in there with the work. Keep working on it a little bit.
On 4th down, Tua over the middle, complete. 1st down, Malik Washington. He got to the sticks and then sat down and made the catch.
1st down.
Hey, Tua Tagovailoa trusts Malik Washington, that's for sure.
Yeah, he does. Likes him a lot. And why not? I mean, that's all he's been doing all season long, all preseason, is catching balls like that and being in the right place for him to throw the ball to him.
So the drive continues inside the Jaguars' 40-yard line. Gordon at running back. There he is, left side, breaks through, gets to the 30 and gets the 1st down.
And you see that he just gets the ball, takes a step, and he plants. Once he plants that foot, he accelerates.
It's 2nd down.
They mark him just short. The knee was down. Yep. And with the size, Bo always seems to get a couple extra yards at the end of the run.
Well, he runs tough. He runs fast. He catches the ball well. He's got every attribute that you want. And he's a big, tall guy. Got a bright future in front of him. And hopefully it's always here.
They give it to him again. He's got the 1st down that time, pushes the pile, gain of 4. Cole on the tackle for Jacksonville.
Look at that running back room. You've got obviously got Devon Achane, Jalen Wright, Ollie Gordon,
1st down.
Alec Ingold. That's you know, you got some mix-up. Some guys can mix up. I think Jalen Wright's got to start playing a little bit better than we've seen so far. But if he can get back to where he was last year, early in the year, I think this could be a nice little addition.
Yeah, Achane and Wright both nicked up, so the rookie Gordon II, the featured back, 6'2", 225. He's got to work out in these preseason games. Tagovailoa gets rid of it. He's got Washington at the 20. Malik Washington, nice move to the 10, the 5, he's in. Nice. Touchdown, Dolphins. Malik Washington, 25 yards.
Well, someone left their gear out in the field right there when he made that break. That was a heck of a move on him. Just froze him like a deer and just went around. That's what we've been waiting to see, right? Tua gets out of the pocket. It's a nice throw, and there you go. Goodbye.
Yeah, Chad Muma got faked out there by Washington, who continues, really is strong the entire offseason. Yeah. They talked about him, Bo, and OTAs and everything that Malik Washington can do. He blocks, he runs, he catches.
Returns.
Yeah, their #1 return man. Yeah. And because it's preseason, they'll give a little chance here and go for 2. Haven't seen Jason Sanders, the kicker. Remember in the game, Jake Bailey kicked off. Tua's got Brown. He juggles in. Has he got it? He's got it. 2-point conversion. Farrell Brown.
Nice. Get a tight end across the field. So you would spread out a little bit. You know, it's nice to see these tight ends. We need to get these tight ends involved in it. And I'd like to not see him juggle that ball a little bit. He might have stepped out.
Good one.
Yeah, he got it.
Oh. They gave it to him on the field. It's 8-zip at Hard Rock Stadium.
Before they get back.
Touchdown and two-point conversion for the Dolphins. The scoring drive brought to you by Nissan. Tua Tagovailoa. It took him 9 plays, 61 yards, 3 minutes and 54 seconds. Malik Washington, a big part of the drive. Dolphins converted that 4th down. It results in a touchdown. And, you know, this year something new. That entire Dolphins sideline on their feet for kickoffs. And, again, we haven't seen Jason Sanders, the kicker. So Jake Bailey on that kickoff. And Brayboy got free for a return, and he got to the 40-yard line. Time now for an update on one of our position breakdowns. We take it to Mike Cunha with his take, sponsored by Hard Rock Bet, Florida's only legal sportsbook. Mike.
Here now with Dolphins linebacker Jordan Brooks. First of all, Jordan, to see guys like Jalen Phillips, Bradley Chubb all in the field back together again. For you, how did you take that in?
It's great to see, man. And they balling too, so just getting them back in the mix. They look healthy, they look strong, they look fast. Gives me the most confidence to go out there and play with them dudes.
Everyone's told us this offseason how much of a leader you are, and that when Jordan Brooks speaks, they listen. So I want to give you the floor right now. What have you seen out of the growth of this team from the first day of training camp through that long road trip, and now finally here we cap it off tonight in the final preseason game?
I think the biggest thing I've seen is the chemistry. And it's been real. It's been organic. It's been natural. All the way from OTAs until now. But I felt like the trip, honestly, looking back at it, and, you know, further on down the road, I think that might be the best thing that could have happened for us as a team. Going into some conditions where it was challenging, being 10 days away, nobody's ever been away that long in training camp, having to adjust to a new schedule, wake up every day, got to go compete, get some good teams. And so I think through the midst of that, man, that really was beneficial for our team. So I would say the chemistry, man.
How much are you looking forward to week 1?
I can't wait, man. Right now we're trying to deal with this game and stay where our feet is. But once this is over with, we'll turn our focus to that.
Jordan, thank you so much. Guys, back to you.
Mike, thanks so much. Jordan Brooks, the words of Mike McDaniel. He is a doer. Let's talk man of action. And you know, Bo, when they do that vote, he's going to be a captain of this team.
There's no question about that. It's going to be Tua first, and he'll certainly be the next guy to come in and the captain.
New quarterback in for the Jaguars, Seth Hennigan. A completion there, but Cam Smith getting in there, and then Butler trying to swipe that ball away. So we get a look at Cam Smith, the guy that's battling to make this team at that corner spot. Pretty high draft pick a couple of years ago.
Yeah, I think he's going to squeeze in. It didn't look like it early on, but he got back, started playing when we're in Detroit. You hear you got Chop Robinson coming free again, hitting the quarterback. Someone's got to, the way he's played at the end of last year and the way he's playing now, you better have someone blocking. You can't give him a free run. But when you talk about Cam Smith, they have high hopes for him. He just hasn't quite got there, and hopefully he's figured it out.
And Kendall Sheffield, Ethan Bonner not in tonight, both banged up. Bonner got injured in the Lions game last week.
Yeah, I think he'll probably land on IR for a while.
Hannigan, the undrafted free agent of Memphis, in at quarterback. That's a completion of Trammell. Isaiah Johnson pushed him out of bounds, but that's good for a Jacksonville first down.
And Johnson, one of those guys that's just kind of hoping to catch in there here. He's just kind of on that borderline. There's a lot of guys on this team that are that are really good players, but there's a little better players in front of them. But again, like we say all the time in these games, put it on tape. Everyone's going to look at it and maybe find a job somewhere else.
And Johnson, a guy who expect to play a little safety. He's a corner, but play a little safety in this game tonight. Get a look at him there. On the ground to Harris, and he breaks free up the middle and gets a first down, a pickup of 12 before Channing Tindall made the tackle.
First down.
Yeah, too much right at the line of scrimmage. That just broke down, and that big back is barreling through there.
Dolphins have gone to their backups now on the D-line.
Yeah, Tindall got a little wake up right there. Hey, coming at you. He's Tindall's been around for a while, and I think he's kind of right on that, right in the edge right there.
Yeah, they got a lot of guys that linebacker position, especially as they picked up Judon outside anyway. But you mentioned those four inside. Donson and Brooks, the starters, then Gate Jr. and Britt.
Yeah.
Heading to throw, and slings that one out in the flat for the tight end Herbert. KJ Britt on the tackle, gain of 7. And that linebacker position is one of a lot of competition for this team.
Yeah, especially inside Jordan Brooks. Those guys, Tindall. You got Cameron Good. He's going to be on the team because he's a special teams guy. I think Grayson Murray's one of those guys that's really on the edge, and then Channing Tindall. I think he's got to have a really good game tonight in order to see that he's going to get a spot on the roster.
Now that front seven, safety, wide receiver, depth anyway. Still decisions to be made. Mike McDaniel and the Dolphins get a flag here.
Before the false start and before the delay of game, timeout Jacksonville.
All right. So
their first time out of the
So
house.
they snuck in the timeout before they committed a couple of penalties. That's the way to work it out with 2 weeks to go until the regular season, Liam Cohen. Miami at the half with Chelsea Jones. High school football in action. Football's back. And the Dolphins will open the regular season in Indianapolis on September 7th. Here they've got an 8-0 lead on the Jaguars in the preseason finale. Handing it in, the Jaguars have a 2nd and 3 at the Dolphins' 34. They give it a travel. He gets by Murphy. And then the spin on Johnson. And finally, the Dolphins able to take him down inside the 25.
Yeah, you know, it seems like in the last few games, the Dolphins are tackling pretty well. A little bit looser, you know, and you know, I know guys are anxious, guys are excited, guys are trying to maybe do a little more than they could do, but you got to get guys down. You can't let them get around the corner, and you know, got to contain them and tackle them, and you can't arm tackle at this point.
I know on certain terms, Anthony Weaver was not enthused by the tackling last year, so that had to be a point of emphasis this year. Harris again, and they get a push that time. There's Elijah Campbell coming up from that safety position. There's a veteran safety, special teams.
Grayson Murphy getting in on that one too. Matthew Butler.
Weaver in his 2nd year as Dolphins defensive coordinator. We had to ask him about the workouts. He's still going about 4 days a week. I mean, I told him he looks like he can still play. He goes, no, not the case. Out of the flat too much for Trammell. That's incomplete. You know, Weaver said his wife, you know, played at 290, so she's wondering who's this guy. You know, he's slimmed down.
Yeah, he's trimmed down.
For Carbine done your way, you got to get to Gunther. So Weaver's defense.
It's not hard to work. It's not hard to work out when you got a weight room like the Dolphins have out there. You know what I mean? It's not like going to the hotel we were at down in Detroit. You know.
But either way, you got to walk into the room and get to work.
Yes, you
right?
do. Yeah.
Yeah. What a beautiful facility they've got right across the way here at Hard Rock Stadium, top to bottom. And again, incomplete, in and out of the hands of Trammell. Jason Marshall Jr. there in coverage.
Playing inside of that nickel. They really like him. I think he's certainly carved himself a spot here.
And that's one Trammell would like to have back.
Yeah, no doubt.
So the Jaguars will attempt a field goal. It'll be a 43-yarder. Seems like an automatic for Cam Little, who hit a 70-yarder early in the preseason.
70 yards, my God.
Unreal. And he nails that one. Jacksonville is on the board. It's an 8-3 Dolphins lead in the preseason finale. CBS News Miami. 90 minutes of South Florida's biggest stories, breaking news, next weather, and community journalism you trust. When it's 5 p.m., it's time for CBS News Miami. Jaguars went 10 plays, 37 yards, just under 6 minutes to get the little field goal to get on the scoreboard. Eskridge, Malik Washington, both deep. Line drive, and here's Eskridge. Has room at the 30. And is upended at the 32-yard line. Let's get to tonight's trivia question, brought to you by Sell to Bobby. Now, the Miami Dolphins have made 5 Super Bowl appearances in team history, winning 2 of them. 28 teams have made at least 1 appearance in the Super Bowl. Can you name the 4 teams that have never played in the Super Bowl? All right, you can think about that for a little while. The guy next to me played in a couple of Super Bowls, Mr. Bo Camper. Zach Wilson now in a quarterback for the Dolphins. And, you know, we were talking about that training facility that the Dolphins now have as we get a look at Wilson for the first time in this game. And out to Taj Washington trying to make the team. That's a solid play and a pickup. But I got to get to the story, Bo. You told me earlier in the preseason, all our travels together, you walked into the weight room. What were Bob Kuchenberg and Manny Fernandez doing? This is how the game has changed.
All we had was a little old universal gym, and it was in like a little brick, you know, maybe a 10 by 10 square. And I said, hey, where's the weight room? So bring me out there. I look in, and Bob Kuchenberg was on the bench, and he had his feet on the wall because you couldn't lay flat because the room wasn't big enough. He had every weight in the stack. It was all going with it. He had every weight in the stack on the, you know, with the pin on there. We had Manny Fernandez sitting on the handle. So he's lifting all the weights, and he's got Manny on the handle because they didn't have enough weights for them to lift. So that was a little bit different than what they got. You know, Kenneth Grant, we talked to Kenneth Grant, we talked about his visit here. And he said, you know, they said they had the A1, #1 facility, and he said, you know, it was actually really true, you know. So well, it doesn't go unnoticed.
Hey, Cooch, how much did you bench? I don't know. What does Manny Fernandez weigh? That's what I benched. Here's Wilson throwing again. Eric Ezekama. The completion into Jacksonville territory.
Yeah, Eric Ezekama's kind of bounced back from last year. Had a pretty good training camp here. But I don't think it's enough, especially with that room that they've got right now with Tyreek coming back, obviously, and to Washington, what they're doing. It's going to be tough.
Yeah, it seems like D. Eskridge is going to be the 5th guy, right? Yeah. With the return possibilities. Then you got Taj Washington in there, and Ezekama battling.
Westbrook, Akani, got him in there.
Wilson, plenty of time. Deep middle, incomplete. He overshot Taj Washington, who was open. There's that receiver depth. So you've got that top 4, including Westbrook, Akine, and Malik Washington, and then you're looking at 5 and 6.
Well, look at Theo Weiss, what he did the game he had last week. Ezekama's been around. A.J. Henning. So I think that's, you know, I think those guys are the guys that, you know, I don't know if anyone could crack the top 6 guys that they've got right now.
Taj Washington, Eskridge, both in there at the moment. 3rd and 4 for Wilson over the middle. There's D. Eskridge in out of his hands. That's incomplete.
That's just a drop. Hits him in the chest. It's one of those balls you got to catch with your hands out. But nice throw by Wilson. Stood in the pocket really tall.
Yeah, that was right there. They'll go for it on 4th.
Good ball. You can't let it hit your shoulder pad. Hit your shoulder pads, anything can happen.
Eskridge has that speed game. Jacksonville brings the blitz. The throw complete. Taj Washington, first down. Miami.
Talking about Ollie Gordon. That play right there shows he can block too.
That's a good pickup, isn't it?
Upends the guy. I can do it.
And that's something Mike McDaniel talked about a couple weeks ago with Gordon. How does he play without the ball in his hand? So that's a big play for him. So second time tonight, Dolphins convert on 4th down. Last time resulted in a touchdown. And here's Gordon to carry. Pushes the pile for a few on first.
I don't think we've seen it be pushed backwards. You know, he may not get many yards there, but momentum was taking him forward. Where he's been a nice surprise.
Back when 23, when he won that Doak Walker Award, he had more than 1,600 yards. More than 1,000 of those yards were after contact.
Wow.
Maybe got away from that a little bit last year, he said, and he's trying to initiate contact, use his size again. As a comma. They pick up a few on second down. B.J. Green on the tackle for the Jaguars. It'll be third.
I was Washington trying to give him a little block, but I don't think that's what he does best. We've got the second line in, too.
So they don't have to run a play here, and it looks like they'll just let it go down with a 2-minute warning. Zach Wilson has him on the move at the Jacksonville 32-yard line. Wilson's first year, Dolphins backup quarterback.
This is a 2-minute warning.
Second overall pick in the draft in 2021. And he'll have a 3rd and 6 to go when we come back.
Ladies and gentlemen, our departure has been delayed.
Yes!
You're kidding me, man. Why are you so happy?
I'm watching the game.
Seriously?
Yeah, with NFL Plus.
Get live, local, and primetime games on mobile with NFL Plus.
Unfortunately, our flight has been delayed another hour.
NFL Plus. Keep the NFL in reach.
MVP! Registration for the Dolphins Cancer Challenge, a signature annual fundraising event in support of cancer research, is now open. DCC 16 will take place at Hard Rock Stadium's Miami International Autodrome, Saturday, February 28, 2026. Visit DolphinsCancerChallenge. Dolphins organization, top to bottom, have done raising money for cancer research. Just incredible.
I can remember when that thing started, and you know, there's a lot of people there, and there's a lot of people working on it. And there was like $100 million that broaching that, and it's just rolling. It gets bigger and bigger every year, and they're telling people they're doing everything and anything you can do with this. You know, the support that they get from the community, support that the Dolphins give, and the effort that the Dolphins staff and organization puts out to bring that in. It's really one of the great events, probably in the entire National Football League.
And #1 fundraiser. Yeah. Ollie Gordon got the first down with another good run. Wilson, little pump fake on the move, and he'll take it out of bounds. Gained 3 yards on the scramble with 1:11 to go in the first half.
Got pretty good protection. Keon Smith in there, Braden Daniels, Daniel Brunskill, Josh Freeby, and Ryan Hayes doing a pretty good job, giving them some time to throw the ball.
And Dolphins still have Andrew Meyer, Austin Jackson, Liam Eichenberg out with injury, so some decisions to be made on that offensive line. Will those players be ready in 2 weeks? We expect Jackson to be starting at that right tackle spot.
I'd like to see that happen.
Wilson, quick pop over the middle, and that's broken up. He was looking for D. Eskridge. Chad Muma there in coverage.
Yeah, you know, pretty nice coverage on that. Eskridge's got to find a way to get over and block the guy back. Come back to the ball a little bit. Good defensive play, broken the ball really well.
Dolphins 1 for 5 on 3rd downs in the game. They're 2 for 2 on 4th. Wilson is pressured, trying to get away. He can't. And a sack on the play. Jack Kaiser, the rookie out of Notre Dame. And that'll push him back. Now, remember, we haven't seen the kicker, Sanders. We're not sure what went on with Jason Sanders, but Jake Bailey is going to come on.
Please reset the game clock to 1-0.
Field goal attempt.
Thank you.
Yeah, they're trying to get Tanner Connor completely across the field, and Wilson tried to buy some time, just couldn't get his foot. So you're looking for Tanner Connor coming across the field. Find a way to get that ball out of the pocket.
So the punter, Bailey, will try a 51-yard field goal. Quinn Ewers, rookie out of Texas, the quarterback, will hold. Joe Cardona is the new Dolphins long snapper. Good snap. The kick flutters and misses.
The kick is unsuccessful. Let's snap from the 41.
Kind of kicked it like you think a punter would kick it, right?
Well, he's laughing. Jake knows, hey, when it really counts, I'm not going to be doing that.
Well, we've seen him kick the ball off. We've seen him do that, but sitting on a tee and you don't have a bunch of bad men running at you.
And that's a long one, 51. I mean, it would have been perfect from 30. I think they're having a good smile. Jalen Waddle's having a laugh. Mike McDaniel as well.
Well, speaking of Bob Kuchenberg, he was our backup kicker if Garrow ever went down. So.
Was he? If your Premian was down, Kuchenberg
was
that's
the man.
Amazing.
He always carried a square toe shoe out there with him.
Movement in the JAX.
Just in case.
Ball start. Everybody but the snapper. Offense. 5-yard penalty. It's first down.
Another solid explanation from the official.
Yeah. Maybe that's maybe they've got a new rule for these guys to be a little more transparent, I guess.
Now, did Kuchenberg ever actually kick? Did it ever happen?
No.
No. Preseason, nothing.
I think we'd have gone for it. I think that was the coach's best choice.
Shula would have looked back and seen him and said, okay, just go for it.
Yeah.
Trammell, who's had a very active first half and receiver, gets his yards back, lost on the penalty. Jaguars only have one timeout left in this first half. Hennigan, the undrafted free agent of Memphis, and a quarterback.
Bell got some pressure in there.
And a completion outside. Tyndall made the tackle on the tight end, Morris. And now looks like Jacksonville will use that timeout.
Timeout Jacksonville. Their third and final of the half. 30-second timeout. Please reset the game clock to 31. Thank you.
Here's a look, Bob Kuchenberg's name and number. What a great player for so many great Miami Dolphins teams.
Well, you got your trivia question. Bob Kuchenberg's another trivia question. the only Dolphin to have ever participated or been at every Super Bowl that the Dolphins played in. 5 Super Bowls.
Wow.
He's part of the team now.
Good call. They're still having fun over there on the sideline.
You got offensive linemen and defense. I can kick, coach. I can kick. You get in there.
Everyone's trying to be a holder as well. Hennigan pressure. Oh, Bell got a hand on him but missed. The flag is down on the play. Now they take him down at midfield.
That'll be a holding.
And it looks like it may be on the Dolphins.
Yes.
Yeah, it came from the secondary.
Holding, defense number 37. 5 yards will be added to the end of the play, and it's an automatic first down.
Now that's on Isaiah Johnson. By the way, speaking of the Super Bowls, Mike McDaniel's been in 2 Super Bowls as an assistant. 2016 with Atlanta, 2019 with the Niners. The 2 years before, no playoffs. The Falcons were 8-8. The 49ers were 4-12 the year before they made that Super Bowl.
Yeah. He was lucky charm there.
It really is year to year in this league.
But it does tell you, how quickly you can turn a team around in this league. The one thing that we've known over the last year, the teams have about a 40 to 45% turnover in every team in this league. So, there's that opportunity to go from, the bottom of the barrel to the top of the heap.
Hennigan with the spike at the 40, and they'll give a try here on a long field goal.
Not so long for this fella.
No, not for Cam Little. I mean, this is a short one. He hit from 70 earlier in the preseason. The kick heard round the NFL.
Not quite going to call it a chip shot.
Well, he's going for 59 here. And anytime that holder is on that Dolphins logo at midfield, it's a long kick. So here we go.
Probably bringing out an 8-hour for this one, though. Like the drive.
Little from 59.
Distance.
My goodness. I mean, that would have been good from 70 for sure, maybe more. He's smiling all the way. What a weapon.
He's enjoying it.
2 field goals for Little. Our score at halftime, the Dolphins 8.
This is the end of the first half.
6. Stay with CBS Miami as we send it back to our news studios with Chelsea Jones. The latest news and weather. Trish Christakis will profile one of who's in contention for this year's Nat Moore Trophy. Mike, Kim, and I will be back with the FPL halftime report and the second half of action after this news update.
Time Report is sponsored locally by FPL, working for you every single day. By Infinity, experience the Infinity lineup at your local retailer today. And by your South Florida Chevy dealers, Chevrolet, together.
With Tagovailoa getting the start here in the preseason.
Yeah, I don't think it was quite what we expected. I expected it to be a little bit sharper. They had their starting offensive line that they're getting, and trying to get together with everybody. But, it was just, it seemed hurried. It never seemed like he really got into a rhythm. He was able to make some completions, but I think we all were looking for a little bit. Now, he did have the one drive where he was able to push the ball down the field, got a nice score, nice touchdown. And so that worked out with Washington and making plays. Washington's been doing pretty well this game, but really I think if you go in as a whole in this halftime, I think all the coaches would have said, hey, we expect a little bit better than that on the offense.
Yeah, Malik One taking advantage of Tyreek Hill perhaps not being available.
Yep.
Let's go to the defensive side of the ball. I know Dolphins fans exciting seeing Bradley Chubb and Jalen Phillips back in there tonight.
Yeah. Didn't take long to see what that pass rush was going to be, right? you got Chop Robinson right off the bat coming up and getting the sack and getting things going and getting to do his little chop dance back there. And so we did see that they could rush the passer. I think there was some, as the game went, as the first season or as the half went on, I think you saw a little more sloppy tackling in some of this, but I think over the course of this preseason, the two other games we've had, I thought the tackling was really good, maybe a little bit left, maybe a little bit not as much, but again, this is maybe the first time you had all the first unit out there. They've got to find out how they play together, and time will heal that.
All right, those are FPL halftime highlights. Good to see the fellas out there. Let's get to our stats from the first half. Pretty even there, no turnovers. Our halftime stats brought to you by FPL. Let's get down to the field. Mike and Mike, Cunio with McDaniel.
Here now with head coach Mike McDaniel. Coach, I know you always like to see how your team responds to adversity. What'd you like of that first string offense to come out in that third drive and put that touchdown drive together?
Well, I'd prefer not to have the start we did, but like everything, you want to see how people respond, so I was happy that we finished the right way, overcoming a start that we weren't happy with.
Obviously, there's a lot of young players trying to make a name for themselves in this game in particular, but Ollie Gordon, a couple big blocks, couple big runs. What do you like how the young back came out, especially with a couple of vets down?
I think he did a great job executing all of his assignments when he didn't have the ball, and he ran hard. And I'm as excited for all the guys, all the young players for the second half. Some careers will be made, and we look forward to watching.
Coach, thank you so much. Guys, back to you.
All right, Mike Cunio and Mike McDaniel, and there's a look at two, and Ollie Gordon, the second, another guy that's making his way, Bo, with the injuries and what he's done in the preseason, about 5 yards a pop. It looks like he's got a roster spot.
I think he certainly does have a roster spot, and unfortunately Alexander Madison went down early, and that gave the opportunity to Ollie Gordon, and I tell you, he's taken full advantage of it. We've seen everything from him now. You see him blocking at the line of scrimmage. You see him running with power, and and he gets in the open space. He can put him up and lay him down. And again, you can't overlook the fact that he catches the football well and runs well after the catch. So I think he's going to be a great addition to that running back group. Devon Achane, Jalen Wright, those guys, and what they can do.
26 carries, 131 yards in the 3 preseason games combined for Ollie Gordon, the second sixth-round pick out of Oklahoma State. To listen to tonight's game in Spanish, enable the secondary audio programming or SAP button on your viewing device. SAP services tonight, sponsored by Toyota of Hollywood. Certainly the hope is Devon Achane is ready for the Colts game, the regular season opener in a couple of weeks. The mainstay, the #1 running back, about 1,500 yards last year. Dolphins will get the football to receive this, start the second half. Eric Ezecommon, A.J. Henning, the return man. We saw Malik Washington quite a bit in that first half. Eskridge as well. So final half of the 2025 preseason begins. And Henning is sent all the way back for a fairly rare touchback.
Yeah, very, very rare. We haven't seen much. You don't want to have that touchback. It's kind of an easy 35 yards for you on that.
Am I wrong on that? Could something be fairly rare, or is it just rare or not? I don't know.
Well,
I'm not a wordsmith.
Well, it's rare that you're not saying, you don't have things to say. So maybe I can put that in there. How about that?
All right. Ball's going to the 35-yard line. That's where the touchback is now.
All the starters taking their shoulder pads off, ready to just kind of watch the rest of the game.
And Mike Boone in at running back, so Ollie Gordon's night apparently done. Wilson still in at quarterback. Boone is met right at the line of scrimmage, no gain. Lovely in on the tackle. So Boone and Aaron Shamplin, the only other two running backs, with Achane and Wright out tonight, and Gordon being that other player.
Yeah, I think they're only going to keep 4 running backs, and that includes Alec Ingold in that group.
So you think the 3 running backs and a fullback, and that's it?
I think that's it. Yeah,
okay.
I do. I really do. You know, Shampkins hasn't been around that long. Been a week or 2 since he's been there. Really not a lot of time to show much. And I don't think Mike Boone has done enough to earn a spot.
Yeah, both those players picked up last week. Chris Myrick made the catch there on the throw by Zach Wilson.
Wilson throws it, gets a nice one in there. He looks pretty calm in the pocket. I think you know, looked better last week, and let's see what he looks like in this half. Kind of got a little hurried early in the second quarter, but I think when he comes out of the huddle, comes out from the locker room and gets to the huddle by himself, let's kind of see how he takes his team down the field and how he looks in the pocket.
Well, the Jaguars are challenging that, and you know, I guess what you're talking about, Bo, is not unexpected with Mike McDaniel saying, hey, it's going to take some time.
Jacksonville is challenging the ruling on the field of a completed pass.
All right, they say it was incomplete, the Jaguars. They'll take a look at it, but Zach himself saying it's a lot to learn in this offense, different from what he's done in the past.
And look, like Mike himself, he says, hey, look, my verbiage in the huddle for a quarterback is a lot. It's a lot to learn. And then you've got to learn the steps, and then you've got to, know what, you got the receiver steps. So it's a lot to handle.
All right, they'll have the review on the Myrick catch when we come back. The coach's challenge unsuccessful. Chris Myrick did make that catch. So the Jaguars lose the timeout. Dolphins have a 3rd down and 5 at their own 40. Myrick, second stint with the Dolphins.
We're starting to see clarity in this roster, I think, in this game. And certainly I think this really is no surprise that quarterback position Tua, then Zach will be the number 2 guy. Quinn Ewers will be the 3rd guy. And, there's been some people that thought maybe Quinn would creep up there, but it's pretty clear right now that that's not going to be the case.
Zach Wilson was a direct target of the Dolphins in free agency. Pass complete to Taj Washington. That's good for a first down. Slaughter in coverage. Wilson spent last year with the Broncos after those few years with the Jets as the #2 overall pick. Never played for Denver last year.
Yeah, a little bit of a reclamation project here for Mike McDaniel with him. And I think he's the perfect coach to do it with his temperament.
Boone gets the carry. Not much doing, gain of only a couple. But, you know, a lot of it's going to hinge, as we've said every year, on Tua Tagovailoa staying healthy. 2 years ago he did. Last year only played 12 of the games, and the Dolphins really struggled when he wasn't in there.
Yeah, and you saw what happened when the quarterback that you thought was ready wasn't ready to play, and then you started, you know, getting this guy in and that guy in, and it really turned into a disaster. But you know, I think everybody feels a little better about the structure of where it is right now, and I think a lot of people still, feel really good that Tua's going to be able to stay healthy. And
nice catch by D. Eskridge. You know, we talked about Tua saying, hey, D. Eskridge, you know, he likes his response. So he had a drop earlier in the game and comes right back there with a good one in traffic.
You know, we said all these quarterbacks seem to like to throw the ball to him, right? You know, you see him in practice, you see him in the joint practices, you see him in the games. You know, these quarterbacks, they find somebody comfortable that they like. They'll come back to him over and over and over.
Gain of 21. And the Dolphins have it at Jaguars 30. Wilson, quick, Washington. And a good gain there on first down. He got 6 yards. Ethan Downs finally made the tackle. And, you know, back to Tua, last 3 years, the Dolphins' win percentage is .588 when he is the starting quarterback.
Yeah, and look, he knows that. We talked to him this week in the production meeting, and he knows job one is to be there, you know, and he knows what happens when he's not, and I think he's ready for it, and I think he's kind of gone through, you know, how he wants to play the game, especially in situations where maybe he's got to run, maybe he's got to throw the ball into the ground and be safe, know when to be safe. Doesn't mean he's not going to run it, but he's going to run at the right times, and when he does, he's going to find a way to get to the ground if he has to.
There's some of those numbers with Tua and without. He also talked about the big change this year, Bo, not being so results-driven as a team. It's about the process. Do the right things every day. What do you think about him over these years becoming a bigger leader on this team?
Yeah, no doubt. Look, he's been here for a while now. You know, I mean, so he's a solid veteran, and he's seen what works and what doesn't work. And I think, like I said, I think over the last couple of years, his leadership role on the field, in that pocket, has become better and better. And look,
Wilson goes down.
Somebody came free.
Yeah, Abdullah, South Florida man, likes that sack. Back home.
Just came from outside, came up the field.
Yeah, untouched.
Yeah. You know, it's hard on the quarterback when nobody puts a hand on an outside rusher, especially if you're trying to roll that way.
They'll go on the ground with Boone to get some of that yardage back inside the 25. You know, I like some of the comments that Tua's made, even in the offseason. At the OTAs, he brought up, talking about the team and the development with himself and Mike McDaniel. He said, are you tired of what's happened the last 5 years?
Yeah.
And I thought that was a really good comment by Tua.
Yeah. I think it's just, we talk about Mike in the changing, process of this team, and I think he found a niche where he can be, he can be hard on the team and demanding on the team, but still being that kind of guy that Mike is. Look, if I'm talking to you, if I'm criticizing you, it's only because I want to make you better. And teams can take it one way or another. You can take it as, this guy doesn't like me, but I think he's got the guys in here that say, okay, look, I'm with you. I'll get better, and then he comes back and says, see, I told you. So it feels it feels a lot better than it has in the last couple of years. And I think Mike and this team and Tua have made some really good strides over the summer.
Well, the Dolphins going for it on 4th and 16 now. Yet we haven't seen Sanders, the kicker, in the game. Wilson, deep middle, first down and goal to go, Dolphins.
That shows that in cut, and he puts it right up in the air. You like to get that receiver that can go up and get it as Palmer did that. Nice pass, nice throw, nice protection.
Gain of 17 on 4th and 16.
I'm going to tell you, this offensive line, a lot of these guys aren't going to be here, but they're giving them pretty good protection. You know, other than the guys that nice guy that slipped out there with no one blocking.
Kenai Lovely made the tackle. Zach Wilson with a good throw, pressing Tua and Tyreek on the sideline. Got it at the Jaguars 7. Boone on the carry outside. He's got the edge. He's got the end zone. Touchdown Dolphins.
Well, that was just individual effort, you know. Took it out of the corner. Showed he could put some speed on it. Look at those guys, Boone and Champlin, you know, came here late, but both of them have shown a little bit of spark.
A good block by Hayden Rucci, tight end on that right side as well. And now second time for a touchdown as Boone daps it up with Hill and Gordon. Dolphins will go for the 2-point conversion. But Myrick split out at the bottom of the screen. Champlin will split out as well with 3 wide receivers. Wilson's got some choices, but we get the flag before the snap. And they'll move him back.
False start, number 7 offense. We'll replay the try.
That's on Taj Washington.
Taj jumped a little bit. You know, this is good work. You certainly like to have your kicker available to you. But since it's not, I think this is good work for Zach in this situation, because you just don't treat it like it's not an extra point. It's just you're down in the red zone and you want to get the ball in the end zone.
Wilson 9 for 13 tonight, 80 yards. So back to the 7-yard line for the 2-point conversion attempt. Jaguars are coming. Wilson unloads, incomplete for Champlin. So they don't get the 2, but they did go a dozen plays, and they got the touchdown. Mike Boone, a recent pickup at running back, and it's 14-6 Miami in the 3rd.
use of this broadcast or any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the consent of NFL Productions is prohibited.
Willie Gay Jr. during the timeout. They got a dance mix playing on the PA, and he is having fun. That entire Dolphins sideline for all these kickoffs now. Every player is up. Nobody is sitting on the bench. This is something new this year. Like seeing those players supporting their teammates. There's everybody up for the kickoff. After Zach Wilson took him 12 plays, 65 yards. This is Kevin Harris on the return. Across the 30 and to the 35-yard line.
When we talked to Mike, he said, hey, look, this isn't something we're doing just during the preseason. You look at it's going to be all season long. You know, getting those guys up. I think those guys are really participants. They want to embrace the special teams. It's a big part. Look, it's a big part of the football team. Oftentimes they go unnoticed, but you know, they want to make sure that they know that they're part of. That's an excitable sideline down there. We've seen it a number of times during the course of this preseason.
That is for sure, especially last week when Ethan Robinson got that great game-clinching interception. The whole team was out there like it was a Super Bowl win.
I almost thought there was 30 players on the field by the time he crossed the goal line.
Well, there was, yeah, you're right. There's Willie Gay Jr. Had a really good camp. You talk about a chip on the shoulder. We spoke to him in Chicago. He said, why Miami? They were the only team that wanted me. They got to pull him back.
The get-back guy's got to give him. He's just going to walk back up. The guy that's got the worst job right now is the get-back guy with Willie Gay down there.
Played for the Chiefs and then last year with the Saints. Go inside, outside at that linebacker position as well. They get the run there to Brayboyd, undrafted free agent, a couple yards short of the first down.
Yeah, Derek McClendon had to get upfield there. He's one of those guys that's fighting for a spot. And, pass rushing, he's a really great pass rusher. You can't play a run like that and make the team.
It's third and short. This is Willie's time to get everybody fired up. Jordan Brooks looks like it's a playoff game down there.
Jordan looks like he wants to get in there and play now. You're giving him the night off.
Yeah, he got a little nicked up in the joint practice with the Jaguars, so they said, hey, let's wait till the regular season. Up the middle, and that's a first down and a few more. Murphy trying to bring him down. Jackson able to get into Dolphin territory.
Yeah, it looked like he had it bottled up, and somehow he slid out there and was able to get some valuable yards. Middle's good, but this tackle, and then you get a guy with momentum. It's hard when you're going sideways.
Patrick McMorris, one of those, a pick last year at a Cal, trying to make this team in that safety position. Cam Smith now in the game in corner for Miami. Little play action. Hennigan out of the flat. That's a completion. And then McMorris unable to haul down Morris, the tight end. So a gain of about 8.
You can't just come up random and jump. You've got to kind of plant your feet, give yourself a two-way go. Even if you give an extra, a tackle like that gives them an extra 4 or 5 yards. Just can't do it.
Pressure here. Hennigan buys some time. Lofts one downfield, incomplete. Too far for everybody is receiver Cam Camper was the intended man.
McClendon coming around the corner again. He can rush the passer. You know, we've heard him a couple times. They say he may be the best field pass rusher on this team. You know, he's another one of those guys said, Dave, what are you doing here? He said, no one else wanted me.
College ball at Florida State and in Colorado. He's on that practice squad last year. There's that strength at that edge position. So look at Chubb and Chop and Jalen Phillips. Now another pre-snap flag comes in.
Delay a game offense, number 15. 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
So the delay backs him up by 5. Bradley Chubb and Chop Robinson waving to somebody over there. They're having fun, that's for sure. All the players and Coach Mike McDaniel talked a little about more, resolve to handle adversity that comes with the season.
I think we talked a lot about that with him, and I think he feels like he's got a team that can you're going to have some slumps, you're going to have some problems during the course of the season, and you're just going to have to fight through them. And I think he said he's confident that he's got a team right now that's got the resiliency and the attitude to do this.
McClendon made the tackle there.
Yeah, they're all out there, all those defensive guys.
There's Chubb, there's Chop, there's Phillips. That's what we're talking about. Yeah. So the Jaguars will punt from the 47. They could have tried one with Little.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, in his range, about 65. They decide to punt. A.J. Henning is deep. Henning will fair catch inside his own 15. That's where the Dolphins, up by 8 points, will get the football back. Tonight, we asked you to participate in our trivia question brought to you by Sell to Bobby. The Miami Dolphins have made 5 Super Bowl appearances, winning twice, including the perfect season. 28 teams have made at least 1 Super Bowl appearance. Can you name the 4 teams that have never been in the Super Bowl? Bo Camper, the Dolphins have played 2 of them in the preseason.
Let me say Detroit.
You got that one?
Let me say Jacksonville.
That's 2.
Let me say Seattle.
No.
No, Seattle.
No.
I'm out.
You got Houston and Cleveland. So you got half.
I forgot the misery of Cleveland.
Yeah, Ernest Biner. Yeah, come on. Sorry, Browns fans. So close, right? Goodness. The drive.
Bernie Kosar. Always
John Elway.
Lamenting.
They came close. All right, Quinn Ewers is now in at quarterback for the Dolphins off a solid game last week in Detroit. Under pressure here, and he will go down on his first attempt to go back, and a little shaken up after getting the sack was Ethan Downs.
Yeah, I got no time at all, and that's
Now, in case you're wondering, a dozen teams have never won a Super Bowl. So that would include, you know, Atlanta and Tennessee and Chargers and
Jacksonville.
Oh, and the Buffalo Bills.
Oh. Now you get.
I couldn't resist.
Look, 4 times in a row. This is in the face mask.
And the Jets haven't won one since they took the horse and buggy to the Orange Bowl way back when with Joe Namath.
That's right.
It's been a minute. 3-snap penalty here on the Dolphins.
I'm not so sad about that one.
No, not at
Jets,
all.
No, that kind of makes me smile.
You really haven't come close.
False start
for the most
offense,
part.
number 66. Half the distance to the goal, still second down.
That's on Braden Daniels, and they really haven't come close to Jets in the 55 years since they haven't made it.
No.
Well, they thought the Aaron Rodgers thing would work out. That did not. Now they've got Justin Fields. Dolphins will see them in a month.
I think the
season or regular season Monday Night Football.
I think the closest they got was when we beat them down, and then we still cry about that muddy field.
Well, you guys took the hoses out and you made it all muddy at the Orange Bowl, and A.J. Dewey had the big game, 14-0 Dolphins.
You know, I talked to.
This is Chapman with a big hole. Gets to the 15.
I talked to Marty Lyons, New York last week. He says, so he's talking about the game and all the, you know, the mud. It took Freeman McNeil and Wesley Walker out of the game, and oh, by the way, Richard Todd threw 3 interceptions to his best receiver.
A.J. Dewey. What a day for A.J. Now, remember the Jets came close with Parcells. They had that lead at halftime against Denver.
Yeah.
But other than that, not much doing. Dolphins, after the opener against Indianapolis, 3 in a row inside the AFC East. Here's Ewers over the middle. Complete. Armstrong's got the first down. Andrew Armstrong, the undrafted free agent, hauls it in from the 7th-round draft pick. Ewers a gain of 21.
Yeah, Ewers comfortable in the pocket. You know, they want to throw to that spot. You know, the receiver just making his break. You can see it right there. Comes into the picture and makes spots. That's you know, both of those quarterbacks, Zach and Ewers, have talked about how you got to throw somewhere where you see the safety, you don't see the receiver, and it's kind of uncomfortable. But you see how it works when they get the timing down.
Yeah, had some of the elements of Texas of this Dolphins offense for Ewers. Dolphins like his demeanor. He's a cool customer, in the words of offensive coordinator Frank Smith. Champlin on the carry again, along with Boone, picked up once, you know, Achane went out of the lineup and a needed running back.
His old team, Texas, ranked #1. I think it's the first time that they've been preseason #1.
Yeah,
a long history.
College football getting underway. Next weekend here at Hard Rock Stadium with Dolphins off. Big game, Miami, Notre Dame. Fins fans, whether it's the tropics or your neighborhood, nobody tracks South Florida weather like the CBS News Miami Next Weather team. Always tracking, always alerting. Next Weather only on CBS News Miami.
Got a lot of those storms just kind of lurking around out there these days.
Keep them, it's like an offensive line. Push it away.
Stiff arm. Just keep that stiff arm there.
Yes, off the line of scrimmage. That's it. Ewers goes 6'2", 209. A couple of touchdown passes last game against Detroit to Theo Weiss Jr. Champlin on the catch there for the Dolphins.
You know, he looks calm in the pocket. Looks calm getting in and out of the huddle. Calm in the pocket, and I think that's one of the things they liked about where he's at. And good chance to, you know, they got a good chance now to develop two good quarterbacks, you know, as they move forward.
So the Dolphins will punt here on 4th and 2. Dorian Singer is back for the Jaguars. Jake Baelish and everybody waited out. And that's it. 1 quarter to go in the 2025 preseason. Dolphins only home game tonight, and they've got a 14-6 lead going to the 4th.
Tonight's telecast is also sponsored locally by your South Florida Audi dealers, by Infinity. Experience the Infinity lineup at your local retailer today. And by AT&T Fiber. Hyper-fast speeds for everything you need.
Well, we are wrapping up the preseason. Dolphins 1-0-1 in the preseason. Have a 14-6 lead going to the fourth quarter. Steve Goldstein, Kim Camper, Mike Cunio, our entire crew, bringing it to you all preseason long. Appreciate you being with us in the month of August. Jake Bailey. And Singer will let it go, and it just sit down. So that's a touchback.
You know, Steve, this is a tough time. This is a tough time for all these players. Not only have they been here for 5 weeks, 6 weeks, whatever they're on training camp, but they come in and after the draft, you got off-season conditioning. So these guys have been here for a long time, and whether you're a starter or a backup guy, you got connections with these guys. It's tough to see all these guys leaving. It's going to happen this week.
The Price is Right is coming to South Florida for a casting call. Join CBS Miami and Toyota of Hollywood this Friday to audition for your chance to be on the show. No purchase necessary. Go to cbsmiami.com/contests to learn more. I feel like you'd be pretty effective at the Price is Right.
I would like to give it a try.
Yeah.
I'd have to find some kind of a costume that would make me stand out. You know what I mean? Because you got to stand out in that for them to call you down, right?
Well, no, this is the Price is Right. So you don't have to wear the costume.
Oh, you don't?
No, you just got to know, like Kim, how much is that laundry detergent? Stuff like that.
That one. Yeah. No, I don't want to do that.
All right, well, that's one.
I want to spin the wheel. I want the one where you spin the wheel.
No, that's not.
No.
So, well, that could be one of the things if you win and then you get hurt. But, yeah.
Well, there you go.
But there's a bunch of games. You don't know which one. But first, you gotta
get there.
The Price.
Yeah. No, I know.
Without going over.
Yeah, but you got to wear something that they bring you down for. Isn't that the come on down deal?
No. Yeah, but you don't. Folks, it appears that if you want to do that at Toyota of Hollywood, you have one less person to compete with, because Kim Camper will not be
participating. But again, let's get back to this. So these guys have been here together long, and they've formed bonds. And you may be the starting, safety, and one of your best friends is the guy that's going to get, is not going to have a chance. And it's tough on both sides of these guys. It's just It's so much work, so much time together, so much bonding, so much effort, so much disappointment, so much joy in playing the game. And for a lot of guys down here, it's all going to come to an end tonight. Obviously, some of them are going to go to other places. Some of them may go to the UFL and do something. But for the most part, some of these guys, maybe the last time they put on football pads.
Well, Channing Tindall with a good hit there to stop the Jaguars from getting the first down, but he is unable to get off the field on his own power. And Tindall's one of those guys hoping to make the team, but right now he's down.
Clock operator, please set the play clock to 30 seconds.
He shakes it up, shakes it off. Good to see him on his feet.
He kept, that's a lesson in football. You keep your head up, and you make it ding a little bit, but it's not going to be the worst.
Play clock operator. Oh, we're at 30. Good, thanks.
So Tindall off in his own power. Good to see.
Tindall's been around for a long time. He's been around Raptors out of Georgia, I believe. And he's been playing special teams and just hasn't been able to crack that starting lineup.
A.J. Henning sent back. He'll get a chance. Here's Henning. 25, near the 30. A flag over on that far sideline. And it's probably a player that went out of bounds where the flag was. The referee's talking it over.
A lot of conversations in these games, aren't there?
Yeah, they're trying to get regular season ready.
Unsportsmanlike conduct, 31 on the kickers. A penalty is added from the end of the run. It'll be first down.
All right, it was something out of bounds on Lovely, unsportsmanlike, and the Dolphins will move forward. Tonight's high-speed connection is delivered by AT&T Fiber. Hyper-fast speeds for everything you need. Let's get to Mike Cunha.
First play of the game, I look out there, see yourself, Chubb, Zach Sealer, Chop Robinson. How good did it feel out there? Because fans are pretty jacked up about that.
Oh man, it's exciting. Like the group we have, like really the depth that we have, but especially that group, bringing Judon in. Like we have a lot of depth, like I said, and just a lot of talented guys. So it's fun to be able to mix things up and be on the field with them boys for sure.
I've heard a lot this offseason about how close this team has gotten. But when I watch you guys, like Derek McClendon gets a sack and you guys are running out there on the field, How close is that group exactly?
I mean, we're extremely close. We spend a lot of time in the facility, outside of the facility, on the practice field. We have a lot of love for each other and we play for each other. And I think that's a really important thing with a team. So yeah, I mean, seeing guys like D-Mac ball out, Cam, Grayson, you know, even like Chop, like the guys in our starting groups, it's just fun to be out there with them boys. And I think the closer the bond that you can have with them, the tighter of a team that you're going to be.
Last one, how excited are you for week 1?
I'm so excited for week 1, man. It's been a long couple of years, and I'm just excited to get out there. You know, I feel great. I'm excited to, you know, this team in particular. I mean, we just have such a great group of guys. I'm just excited to go out there and show everybody what we've been cultivating this whole time.
You have snacks. You didn't bring me a snack. I'm mad at you now. We'll toss it back up to the studio where they have snacks. Jalen, thanks so much.
Well, it doesn't matter, Cunio. Jalen Phillips doesn't have a healthy snack. You're not going to have it anyway, so there's no difference there.
That's right.
You know,
Jalen Phillips, I'm just so happy for him. I mean, this guy, two seasons cut short, no fault of his own, and he's come back stronger every time. And look, the resilience for a guy to go through that, I mean, that's been tough. You stay away from these teams. You want injury reserve. You're just kind of like, you know, you're not even you're a part of the team, but you're not. And so I'm excited to see what he's going to do this year. Again, he came back stronger than he was last year. And then with Chubb on the other side, that team. But the other thing about Jalen Phillips is, you know, he's one of those. He's a quality guy. He's one of those guys that's a Walter Payton Man of the Year candidate. One of those kind of guys, a community guy, a guy that's, you know, he's good with everybody. He's good with people, and he wants to be around people. So, you know, I'm just hoping the best for him, and he can have a healthy season and just see how good he can be to get a full 17 games in.
And so big for that Dolphins defense. That front seven, if they're healthy, there's a lot of versatility and a lot of talent there for coordinator Anthony Weaver. Ewers, after the first down completion of Boone, goes down on the sack.
They protect him early, but you have nowhere to throw the football, and that's what the result is.
Kiwi Rose got there. Played with Dolphins wide receiver Andrew Armstrong at Arkansas, both undrafted free agents. Armstrong in there now at receiver. Boone on the carry. You know, you talk about the starts. You know, we spoke with Mike McDaniel. You know, he even noted, hey, those first 2 years, remember, they started the season 3-0. Very good start since Mike McDaniel took over as coach. Of course, last year, 5 days into the season, Tua Tagovailoa went down, and things went downhill from there.
Yeah, and then look, everybody knows that, and I think everybody on this team, especially on the offensive side, knows they've got to protect Tua. You know, the offensive line has to, the fullbacks, the people that block for him need to do it, but Tua needs to protect himself. And so they've got to figure out a way because, you know, like we saw last year, and then look, I'm going to say this about just about any team in the National Football League. You lose your starting quarterback, well, it's an uphill climb from there. You know, very few teams have been able to pick up the, you know, the 49ers did it with Josh Purdy. And, but, you know, it shows the importance of, and I think Tua is the guy that I think has learned most of that he's got to be there. He's got to be available for the football team. And he talks about it every time you run across him saying something. So I think if he's in here for 17 weeks, I think this team's got a pretty good shot.
Fair catch called inside the 20. That the Jaguars will start with 9.5 left in the fourth.
tonight's Keys to the Game, presented by your South Florida Chevy dealers. Jalen Phillips, while Mike Cunha is hitting him up for snacks on the sideline. You look at that Dolphins edge position, they're absolutely loaded there.
Yeah, you look, if those guys all stay healthy, you're going to put a lot of numbers up when it comes to sack. And, you know, bringing in Matthew Jude on the way, 4-time Pro Bowler, 37.5 career sacks from him. And he's actually had, like, his last 2 years, he was injured 1 year, you know, had 5.5 sacks last year. Not Jude on like. I know he wants to make more hay this time, but and like Jordan Phillips said, Jalen Phillips said, you can mix these guys around, and you know, there's a lot of opportunity to get in the backfield, create, even if you're not getting them down, creating havoc that causes problems for the quarterback. And then those inside back, I think this front seven on this defense to me is really is probably the best unit on this team on both sides of the football. And I think it's going to be with Anthony Weaver, I think it's going to be fun to watch. I think it's going to be very effective all year long.
And he's got a lot at his disposal. Certainly Chop Robinson, you know, the rookie last year, really came on as the season went along, and they kind of rebuilt that defensive line in the draft, led by Kenneth Grant, the first rounder. There's a big stick, and it's broken up. B.J. Adams, the undrafted free agent from Central Florida.
Yeah, he's puffing up a little bit. He should. That was a nice hit. Boom. Right there. That's how you tackle. That's how you get that's one of those, look, we're probably not going to be on this team, but you got that on tape. Something for someone to look at.
Patrick Herbert, the tight end. Intended receiver is Chubb and Phillips still engaged. Here's a look at Adams. Physical corner. We saw that ability there.
Timeout, Miami. That's their first charge timeout of the half.
And with 8:51 to go, the Dolphins will take a timeout on defense. You know, it seems, Bo, like it's pretty set at corner with Storm Duck, Jack Jones starting, maybe Jason Marshall Jr. in the slot. I'll ask you this. Tuesday's a cut down day.
Yeah.
Hard to put a number on it, I know, but do you think there will be a number of players that the Dolphins bring in that may be on the roster in 2 weeks in the regular season that aren't on the roster tonight?
Well, I think the majority of the roster is set. I think they're happy with who they got. I think if there's movement, if it's going to be like, I think it's going to be in the secondary. You know, maybe try to get somebody maybe is a little bit better than one of the guys they have. But you know, the one thing they've talked about is they're happy with the technique they're playing. They're happy with the way they're working. But I think there's a little bit of a talent drop off from where we've been used to be. You know, you lose a guy like Jalen Ram, you lose some of those guys. You know that it's hard to replace them. But I do think there's going to be somebody there in that secondary, maybe one or two guys that aren't on this field right now.
Well, unfortunately, Asante is down for the Dolphins. That's Eugene Asante, undrafted free agent out of Auburn, the linebacker, in discomfort here in the fourth quarter. quarter, final preseason game, a tough situation. Eugene Asante able to get off the field, but, well, he was emotional coming off. They'll look at him on the sideline. Those guys trying to either make this team or make another team, and a late preseason injury. Here he is walking off the field. You see the emotion, Bo, and you see the teammates going over to him.
I said Terrell Dotson kind of go back where the 10 is and kind of, want to be there when he came by. And it's tough. Like I said, it's those relationships you make. They're lifetime relationships. And you hate to see it happen. So, you talk about the team and how close it is. Look at the sideline. Look at all the veterans that are standing on the sideline in the last 8 minutes of a third preseason game. They're still engaged. They're still, backing up their guys that are on the field. They're engaged with them, and it's kind of what we've been talking about all preseason with the bonds and the caring that they have for the other players on the team. Is you can see it right here, right now.
Well, Mike McDaniel feels that this team has grown. They're more emotionally mature to handle adversity. And by the way, in training camp, McDaniel has intentionally put some adversity in front of these guys. Just it's going to be some struggles. Let's see how they respond. So interesting by Mike McDaniel, who by his own admission is always evolving. He's always changing.
Yeah, we talked about it. We talked about that before the first preseason game. I mean, we talked about just his process from last year to this year, going over everything he did, showed what he liked what he did, what he didn't like what he did, things that he wanted to improve on. And I think we've seen. I think we've seen an improvement. And hopefully that improvement plays out well, especially in you had a really great opportunity at the beginning of the season with the way the schedule sets up for you to get off to another quick start, like you talked about, for the couple years prior to last year. And so that opportunity's there for them. They've just got to go out there and take it.
Now you start in Indy, then the Thursday at Buffalo, then a couple of home games, the Patriots
and the Jets
to finish up September. McDaniel in his 4th year as head coach, 19th season overall in the NFL. Short gain there on first down for the Jaguars. There's that early season schedule. 2 of them at home. On first up, you go to Indianapolis, and I feel like, well, we've talked about this. If you're going to be a good team, you're going to be a playoff team. That's a game you got to win.
No doubt. That team, they don't know what their quarterback situation's in flux, and and they're a team that they're certainly they're an NFL team, and there's that every given Sunday, but that is a team. And then look, New England's gotten better. I think New England's gotten better in the offseason. They had some good free agents, had a good draft, bolstered the offensive line a bit, and the Jets they got a lot of good players in that team. They just can't they haven't found a way to get them working. So, but that opportunity, when you look at that, it is certainly there for you in making.
So closing in on 5 minutes to go in the preseason. Jaguars now in Dolphins territory with a 3rd and 3. Seth Hennigan remains in at quarterback. Throws complete, and that's a first down to Herbert. Tackle made by Cameron Dantzler, who was picked up this week by the Dolphins at defensive back. First time as Mike McDaniel's head coaching career, he'll have the same defensive coordinator for a couple of years in a row, and Anthony Weaver.
The other thing I'm looking forward to is watching this offensive line, and like I said earlier, that you hope that Austin Jackson's available to come back for the opener and be healthy, and to see that off, because I don't think Tua's been able to play behind what I perceive this offensive line to become. Obviously Savaianaya's got to he's got to get the balls right, so that whole offensive line to me will be his best chance, and if they can work out, it's just another step to make it a little bit better for Tua, a little more time in the pocket, and you get those 2 receivers running down the field, and the guys that are backing them up. there could be some good things coming. Then we got to see the tight end situation and see what Darren Waller is. We haven't seen him do very much at all, and they're going to roll the dice and just bring him out on day one, on week one.
There's the starting offensive line. It's funny you talk about McDaniel. He says Savaiinai is one of the top 5 most focused players he's ever coached. He told us yesterday. Of course, I had to ask, so who are the most focused? He took a while to answer. He said London Fletcher, John Lynch, Matt Ryan, and 2 is right up there. But I'll tell you what, if those 5 are healthy, that unit with the coaching this team has, they've got a chance to be effective.
I got to think 6 weeks in, Savaiinai is going to start showing you what they've expected, when they moved up the draft.
Flag comes in and Stilley chased Hennigan out of bounds. Flag in the Jacksonville backfield.
Holding offense number 66. 10-yard penalty, replay first down.
Here's a look at the O-line, and Waller is in uniform tonight, went through warm-up, so when you're speaking about the tight end position, Julian Hill also did not play tonight. But it's going to be real interesting to see, Darren Waller, there's a lot of talent, old guy, and, out of retirement, they made the trade with the Giants. It'll be real curious to see what he brings to the table in 2 weeks in that opener against the Colts.
Well, so your tight ends are going to probably be Darren Waller, Jonah Hill, Farrell Brown, and Tanner Connor. I think that's what it's going to end up being. And Connor has shown some flashes in the preseason, but you'd like to see him be the kind of guy that they expect to be athletic. And Waller, you look at him; he's been away from the game for a while, and I'll tell you what, that guy looks like a specimen. I mean, he's built for the game. He knows how to play the game. He's known how to be successful. And just see if he can shake that rust off of being out for a little bit over a year and maybe a half.
And the connection there as Harris gets to the 30 with 2.5 to go. He had those big years with the Raiders with Frank Smith, who was the Dolphins offensive coordinator. And Frank Smith, thinks the world of him. And it's one of those kind of, hey, if he can even come close to getting back to what he was, what a weapon, because you already have a lot of weapons on this offense.
I've seen a number of times during this preseason where Frank comes over and talks to him one-on-one. And who knows what they're talking about, but certainly it's.
Saunders Jr. on the move. He's at midfield. Saunders Jr. to the 35.
There you go.
And for the second straight week, the Dolphins defense comes up with a late hit. It was Robinson last week in Detroit. It's Saunders Jr. tonight here in Miami. And the team on the field celebrating.
That's a nice pick right there. Steps in front of the ball. Gets in the air.
Aren't you going to miss the game?
No, I've got NFL Plus. It's on my phone.
Keep the NFL in reach.
Tonight's Fan Cam is presented by your South Florida Audi dealers. Oh, she's got the pom-poms out after the 51-yard interception return by John Saunders Jr. Only home game of the preseason for the Dolphins. Next time they'll play here at Hard Rock is the home opener. Week 2 against the New England Patriots. Saunders Jr. with the interception late in the game. He's a guy to keep an eye on. Undrafted free agent Anthony Weaver's a big fan. He used to watch tape of former Miami Hurricane great Sean Taylor. And a good play for him late in this game. Jacksonville will use a timeout. Here's the pick again. Saunders Jr.
Really nice.
Timeout, Jacksonville. That's their second timeout.
About this time, half that team's getting ready to burst onto the field from the sideline. Then they pinned him against the wall.
Yeah, Savaiinaya and everybody getting down there for the celebration. They are jacked up by the pick.